your truck, and your road to success in the trucking industry.
This is Trucking Business and Beyond, the show that puts the money where it belongs.
Back in your pocket.
Welcome to my world. I'm your host, Kevin Rutherford. The website is letstruck.com. Today is Sunday, February 4th. We are here live today. Pick up the phone and give me a call, 8888 Road Dog. Anything goes. I've got a couple topics I'll throw out there, mostly just odds and ends, and then we'll get to your calls. You can ask questions about trucks, money, fuel mileage, maintenance, tires, taxes, technology, health and fitness on the road, getting started as an owner-operator, finding freight, working with brokers, getting your authority, you name it, we'll talk about it. All you have to do is pick up the phone and ask. You know, a couple times a year, I kind of like to go back and go through the short, Reader's Digest version of my history in the industry, because we get new callers every day, and then I get emails and people say, how is it that you can answer questions about fuel mileage and taxes and financial planning and business and health and everything trucks? And it's just because that's what I've devoted my whole life to. When you do something for 3 decades, hopefully you get pretty good at it. You know a few things. And not only have I been in the industry for 30 years, but I've been answering questions for about 25. Giving seminars, writing articles, being on the radio. It started off being interviewed on the radio and eventually led to my own show. I've been on the air going on my 12th year now. So just to give everybody the quick history, because we have picked up a lot of new listeners lately, which I absolutely love. I'm third generation in trucking. My grandfather was an owner-operator when, this is not an exaggeration, there were wooden benches for seats, and a trip from coast to coast was measured in weeks, not days or hours. My father was an owner-operator on and off. Virtually every male in my family drove truck at one point or another. Lots of brothers, cousins, uncles. Honestly, I grew up the youngest of 7, and being around trucking, I kind of had that attitude that I'm never going to go into trucking. Thought I was going to be a helicopter pilot, and that didn't work out. So I decided to buy a truck, and I bought a truck at 22 and fell in love with the industry immediately. I loved the job. I loved what I was doing, and I got very involved in the industry. And I grew a trucking company way too fast. I had no business experience, and I bought my first truck at 22. I bought my second truck before I was 23, less than a year, put a driver in it, and by the time I was, 26 or 27, I was up to 11 trucks, running a small agency and brokerage on the side, had a service truck, running a mobile service truck. I thought I was on top of the world, and I was almost bankrupt. I just didn't realize it. And it took me a while to realize that I was spending a whole lot more money than I was making, and that's a common occurrence in business. I'm glad, though, that it happened to me early, because I've always said I learn far more from my mistakes than I ever learned from getting lucky and doing things right. So I learned that I really, really wanted to stay in business. I did not want to file bankruptcy. I felt horrible that I owed people money, and a lot of money. And I was determined to pay it back. I made the mess. I was determined I was going to pay it back, and I did not want to close the business. So I got rid of 9 of the 11 trucks. I kept 2 that were profitable. And I went back to driving, and I had gotten out of driving for a little while and gone back into the office doing the brokerage, and I went back to driving because that was how I knew how to make money. But I got really interested in the numbers side of the business, the accounting and the tax work, which led me to my second business in the trucking industry, which I started in 1990, doing taxes and accounting for owner-operators and drivers, and I've been doing it ever since. So I've got a lot of experience on the numbers side. That's why I created our software profit gauges. That's why we have a tax service today. I do have an announcement about that I want to tell you here in a little bit, though. So, after being in the industry a long time, owning trucks, working out the numbers, the accounting, the taxes. Fuel mileage was a big thing for me. Cost, being really profitable. Then I started doing seminars in the mid-'90s, and I've been doing seminars since then. And in 2007, I got a shot to, get my own show here on Sirius XM. I've been on ever since. So that's kind of the history of what I've done in the industry. But the other thing, when people say, but, what about financial planning and health and retirement accounts and all those other things? My strength, I'm a big believer in that we should stick with our strength. What are we really good at? And what I'm really good at is reading complex issues and simplifying them and help other people understand them. I love to read. I average about 2 books a week, and I've averaged about 2 books a week my entire adult life. So I've read thousands of books on business, success, goals, leadership, you name it. And I love to read and research and then make things easier to understand. And, being on the radio, if I get a question that I don't know the answer to, I go study it because I want to know. I want to be able to answer questions. And I don't mean I just go look up the answer on Google. I dive deep into the material, and I spend a lot of time in it until I completely understand it. I go back to school a lot. I went back to school to become a certified financial planner. Went back to school to become a nutritional therapy practitioner. So I don't just skim the surface of a topic. I dive deep down into it. So that's just a quick rundown on, where I've come from, why I am here. On the air doing what I do, and this is what I love to do. I have a mission to make the trucking industry a better place to live and work. And this show and everything else I do is part of that. So along with that, I want to kind of segue into one of my other topics for the day. And that is bad information is worse than no information. And here's where I'm coming from on this. I've talked about, and many of you have heard this statement. We've seen it all the time. You've heard the statement, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That statement is almost always used as though it's some sort of a government conspiracy, that, the system is rigged so that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I do not believe that for a second. Because I read so much, and I love reading books on business success, startups, and people who started companies from nothing. There are hundreds of thousands of stories of people who started businesses with nothing and are wildly successful. And that is still possible in this country. It happens every single day. There is no conspiracy holding down the little guy and making the rich people richer. The reason that statement is true, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, I won't argue with the statement. It's absolutely true. You can see it in the numbers. And the middle class keeps getting smaller. But it's not a conspiracy. It's because the rich people keep doing the same things that made them rich in the first place. And poor people keep making the same bad decisions that keep them poor. It's not the system, and it's not a conspiracy. So I started talking about 2 years ago that I'm seeing that same divide in health, because now I'm heavily involved in the health industry. And I see the movement around paleo and keto and real food. And I see people getting incredibly healthy. And yet, if you look at the statistics, as a country and as an industry, the trucking industry, the health of drivers is horrible. The statistics say everybody's getting less healthy. We're getting worse. There's more diabetes, more obesity, more cancer, more high blood pressure, more everything. But yet there's this small group that's getting wildly healthy. And there's a split. There doesn't seem to be anybody in the middle anymore. We either have people getting really healthy or they're killing themselves. And most people are killing themselves with food or non-food, which is the problem. Most of what people eat today isn't food. So I'm not going to get off on a health thing, but I think what we're seeing now is an information divide. We have a group of people who are creating more and more success because they access good information, and there's more access to information than ever. But we also have a lot of people who are heading the other direction even though they have access to all of this information. The problem is there's far more bad information available than good, and you have to work really hard to find the good information. I'm going to talk about that and a couple other things when I get back, and then we'll get to your calls and questions. Give me a call. Anything goes. 8888 Road Dog. I'm Kevin Rutherford.
Country music was big in the 90s, but it positively exploded in the 2000s. Kenny Chesney packed stadiums. Blake Shelton became a TV star.
Go Team Blake!
And Florida Georgia Line blurred the line between country and pop. Relive it all on one channel. Y2 Country, Channel 61, and streaming on your phone or at home on SiriusXM connected devices and speakers.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-700-9920. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-700-9920. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-700-9920. 1-800-700-9920.
Message and data rates may apply.
Remembering when to change your fridge filter is a hassle. Remembering the right filter is almost impossible. So at Filters Fast, we have some good advice. Forget it. Instead, remember this. Text DOOR55 to 443-443 and check fridge filters off your to-do list forever. Get it all taken care of for a fraction of big box store prices with a Filters Fast brand filter. To see how much you can save, plus get free shipping, text DOOR55 to 443-443. With a huge range of brand name filters available, Filters Fast is America's #1 online filtration company. And you can get a Filters Fast brand filter for a fraction of the price, delivered to your door every time you need it. No need to remember. It's not a matter of if you need a fridge filter. Why not text to get it taken care of? To see how much you can save and get free shipping, text DOOR55 to 443-443. That's DOOR55 to 443-443.
The business of specialty coffee continues to expand across the country, providing a great opportunity to own a Scooters Coffee franchise. Our process from site selection to operations training to marketing is industry leading. Our unique drive-through model, efficient build-out process, and affordable startup costs help Scooters Coffee to be one of the smartest growing brands according to Franchise Times. I'm Don Eccles, co-founder and chairman of Scooters Coffee, and I encourage you to go to ownascooters.com to learn more about this amazing business opportunity.
Offer not available in Washington.
Landline Now, weekday, 7 p.m. East. Possibly the first news program ever dedicated to the truck driver. Landline Now with Mark Reddy. Exclusive.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. We're going to get to those calls in just a couple minutes. A couple other things I want to talk about. Back to information. We have access to so much information, which is a wonderful thing, except there's a downside. It makes it really, really difficult to find the good information. And I don't have an easy answer. And I'm not saying the information I give out is just, the only good information. I do give out good information on trucking, and I stick to what I know, and I don't try to talk about things that I haven't studied or researched in depth. But in the last couple of weeks, I've been really, really active in a lot of Facebook groups. Rather than doing just general posts, I've been spending a lot of time in groups trying to answer questions. And I have a tax group that I've been answering tax questions in. People were surprised, but I actually have been helping out in a group for lease purchase plans. And I do what I always do. If somebody's already in a plan, I will do everything I can to help them succeed. If they're not in a plan and they're asking, I will do everything I can to talk them out of it. And that's what I'm doing in that group. But between all these groups that I'm in, I have seen some really, really bad advice. And part of the problem is it stems from asking bad questions on Facebook. Let me give you some examples of questions that really, I think it's a really bad idea. When you ask a very open-ended, big question with no details, and I'm absolutely shocked that people answer it. Like, let me give you one that I have spent a lot of time trying to straighten out. People will say in one of these groups, I'm an owner-operator. I've heard that an LLC will protect my assets. Or I've heard that I should form an LLC. Is this correct? That's a lousy question to ask on Facebook. First off, anybody who answers that question, I'm sorry, is an idiot. Unless your answer is, I need more information to help you with this. But yet, when somebody says, should I be an LLC, without any more details, I'll see 57 answers to the question. Oh, no, I heard LLCs are bad. Well, that's really helpful. Yes, LLCs are the greatest thing ever. Well, that's really helpful. No, you shouldn't be an LLC. You should be an S-Corp. Well, why? And when I ask those people why, they don't know. That's my favorite follow-up question, by the way. I've talked about that before. When you're trying to get advice from somebody and they give you advice, always, always ask them why. Make them explain their answers. That's one of the ways to help you get to better information. When somebody gives you advice, ask why. Most of the time you'll find out they can't answer it. And if they can't answer why, move on and ignore their other answer. And I've seen this over and over and over. There are so many things you need to know about somebody's business before you could recommend whether an LLC or an S-Corp would be better, whether it would save them any money. I could go on and on and on. But the answers, honestly, if I were the one asking that question and I didn't know the answer, after I went through those things on Facebook, I would be even more confused. And that's the problem. You're never going to stop all of the bad advice on Facebook. What I'm trying to help you with is to learn how to ask better questions and to dig deeper to find out if you're getting really good feedback or not. I love the internet and the instant communication and access to all of this information. But I see no exaggeration. In questions like this, I see at least 9-to-1 bad answers to good. At least. Probably worse. 90% of the answers I see to questions like this are either worthless, wrong, or incomplete or confusing. Once in a while, somebody actually gets it right, explains it correctly, but how do you know that? I know it because I know the answer to these questions. But the person asking, if you look at it and you don't know and you see 9 answers compared to 1, you're probably going to believe the one you keep seeing, which is wrong. How do you know that the one correct answer is absolutely correct? Here's another one I saw. A guy went in and said, I just got through my bankruptcy. Does anybody know a finance company that will loan me money on a truck? And people just started listing companies. Try this, try that. I went in and said, well, first of all, why do you think anybody would loan you money when you just came out of a bankruptcy? And I heard the old myth. Oh, but once you file one bankruptcy, you're golden for credit because you can't file another one. That's the most illogical thing I've ever heard. Yeah, you're right. You can't file another bankruptcy. So what's going to happen when you don't make the payments on this loan like you didn't make the payments on your last loans? That's why you had to file a bankruptcy. And he said, oh, but I can go buy a Harley motorcycle tomorrow. I'll prove it. Well, fine, but you came in here looking for a commercial loan for a truck. And first off, if you just got out of a bankruptcy, and he said he had cash to put down on a truck. And I thought, that's kind of appalling. You just got out of a bankruptcy where you stiffed a bunch of creditors, and yet you have cash to go buy a truck. And if you couldn't manage your money so poorly, or you did manage your money so poorly that you filed bankruptcy, and now you want to go into business, that's just a really bad idea. Why would anybody loan you money? And, of course, I get, criticized for being mean to people when all I'm really doing is speaking the truth. Lots of questions about lease purchase in this group, and, boy, is there some really, really bad advice about that. Investing, I see all kinds of people asking questions about, I have $10,000, what stock should I buy? Wow, that is a horrible question to ask on Facebook. Investing in Bitcoin is really making me freak out today. Everybody talking about investing into Bitcoin on Facebook. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Any question about health on social media is dangerous. So just be careful. I'm not saying you shouldn't use social media for information. I think it's an excellent source if you know how to curate the information to get to the good stuff. If you know how to take some ideas and then ask more questions and then dig deeper and ask why, and then go do your own research and verify that the answers you're getting are correct. The problem is, this is why we have an information divide. 90% of the people aren't willing to do the hard work to dig deeper. They just take the bad advice they're getting on social media. One more. Now, you know what? Let me see. Where are we time? Yeah, I'm going to take us into the break. I have just a couple more things. I'll take us into the break, and then I'll come back. We'll get to some calls. I've talked about this in the past. We have been conditioned in this country to think of, when we think of taxes, we think CPA. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There are some excellent CPAs that do taxes. But honestly, the designation CPA itself doesn't really tell us whether anybody knows much about taxes or not. CPA is a certified public accountant. All of their training is about accounting, and it's really about big corporation accounting. They're really good at corporate number crunching. That's the kind of stuff they learn. But they get very little training in taxes. Now, most of them, or many of them, I should say, will do their own research on taxes, and they have a great background as a CPA, so they can be good at taxes. I'm not saying you shouldn't use a CPA. What I'm saying is you shouldn't assume that because somebody has those initials, they are good at taxes. I have let a couple CPAs into my tax group online, and honestly, from their answers, they are clueless about taxes. And they're really clueless about the issues that affect owner-operators in taxes. Things like leases and per diem and S corporations. And I'm appalled at how bad some of the answers have been. In fact, I'm tempted to kick them out of the group because they're creating a lot of confusion. And their answer is, well, I'm a CPA. Well, okay. But your answer's still wrong. I don't care what letters you have after your name. Now, what most people don't know, there is another designation that is an EA, an enrolled agent. I almost sat for my enrolled agent exam back in 2001. The problem was it was the same week that I sat for my CFP, my Certified Financial Planner. And then I just never went back. I'm considering sitting for the EA this year, just to put the initials after my name. I mean, I already do all the research. I know most of the answers. Passing it for me won't be a problem. It's just a lot of time. But I'm thinking about doing that. So always remember EA, enrolled agent. That's all of their training and testing is about taxes only. Very intensive on the tax side. So let me get to a break. I'll come back. We'll get to your calls and questions. I do have one announcement about our tax and accounting service right after the break. Then we'll get to your calls and questions. Stick around. I'm Kevin Rutherford.
Trucking Radio. Did you hear about it? Weekday mornings at 1 a.m. East. It's Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, telling it like it is.
Widely unreported by the mainstream media over the weekend.
Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Weekday mornings at 1 a.m. East on Sirius XM's Road Dog Trucking Radio.
The good news keeps on coming for Schneider truck drivers. Schneider is proud to announce a new pay increase up to 4 cents per mile for minivan truckload drivers. Effective February 11th, team drivers can earn up to 56 cents per mile, solo drivers up to 52 cents, with over-the-road and regional options nationwide. All in addition to the enhanced performance pay program, new automatic annual increases, and multiple pay increases last year. Get your pay increase at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hemorrhoids. The pain, itching, and swelling can be unbearable. Now there's Recticare Complete Hemorrhoid Care System with 2 effective medicines that provide multi-symptom relief. Recticare Complete has the highest concentration of lidocaine and phenylephrine HCl without a prescription to relieve pain and itching and reduce swelling. Use Recticare Complete for noticeable results after the first use. Get Recticare in the blue and white box at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS Pharmacy, Rite Aid, and Meijer. Use only as directed.
Thanks to Genesis 950, I can have friends over without the shame of pet stains or my house smelling like animals. I had tried everything when I heard about Genesis 950, but was hesitant to buy it for fear of setting myself up for another disappointing result. I was expecting to replace my carpets because of terrible pet stains and odors, but the great news is that Genesis 950 really works. The stains and odors are gone, sparing me the expense of new carpeting. Genesis 950 with water breaks down the bonds of stains, and the antibacterial components help eliminate pet odors for good. I even use it in my carpet machine. And it's green. If you're tired of pet cleaners that don't work, you've gotta try Genesis 950. It's not just for pet stains. It's an industrial strength concentrate that cleans your whole house. Bathrooms, counters, grease stains, garage floors. Depending on how I mix it, 1 gallon of Genesis 950 concentrate can become 7 gallons of cleaner. It's on Amazon. Or get a spray bottle free when you order a gallon direct at Genesis950.com. Genesis950.com.
I'm Todd Boyd, the Weather Channel, with an interstate weather update. Still some leftover precipitation up and down the East Coast. East-west interstates, I-90, we have that leftover snow and a drop of rain anywhere from Massachusetts as far west. Parts of Indiana and Illinois also affecting some leftover snow. I-94, 996 in Michigan, I-94 through parts of Illinois. I-84 in New England, we have that leftover snow there. I-80 and I-76 in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, some leftover light rain and snow. I-70 from Maryland all the way into parts of Missouri and Nebraska. Some leftover light snow and a drop of rain. I-64, some scattered rain and maybe a flake of snow or two. Virginia, West Virginia, I-40, some scattered rain. Maybe a rumble of thunder in North Carolina. Does extend into parts of Tennessee and Arkansas. I-10, some scattered showers and storms in Florida. I-90, we have some higher elevation snow showers, lower elevation rain. Montana, all the way into Washington State. I'm Todd Bork with Custom Weather Drivers Twice Now on the Road Dog, Sirius XM 146.
welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. I'm going to get to those calls right after this. The announcement. All right, so starting back in October, I started telling you about, our accounting software, our tax service, and saying it's time to get prepared. That was October. I always do it in the last quarter of the year, and I try to encourage people get ahead of the game. In October, I had no idea we were going to get the biggest tax law change in history. We didn't see it. It wasn't on the radar back then. But I was still telling people, I think we're going to be really busy this tax season, so you want to sign up early. Once we found out about the new tax bill, I said, at some point we will probably stop taking new clients. I just think it's going to be that busy, and I don't want to overwhelm our system and not be able to provide good customer service. I had no idea we would barely get through January. We are now on a waiting list. We're not taking new clients right this moment. We do have a list we're starting up today. If you go to the website, it should be up. If it's not up there now, it'll be up soon. Let'sTruck.com. I don't know when we will take new clients. Could be a week. We just need to take a step back as a company, go through our staffing, make sure everybody's up to speed, look at our numbers. I don't want to let people down. I would rather just not sign you up than sign you up and not be able to get to the work in time or provide good customer service. So this is something that will probably continue to happen through the rest of the tax season. We may turn it on for a couple days. We may have a list. We may turn it off and not sign anybody up at all. So if you're interested, I would say get on the list, but I can't promise you anything, so you should have a plan B. Right now it's a little early, but I'm still just a little paranoid because normally you don't get this many sign-ups in January. That's why I'm just a little freaked out right now. So I may be jumping the gun a little bit, turning this off right now, but we're going to take a break for a couple days until we make sure that we can handle all the new business we've already taken in. Now, here on the air, I'll answer any question you've got about taxes. That's what we're here for. That and any other question you've got. So let's get to some phone calls. Let's start off in Minnesota. Matt, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Kevin.
Hey, what's on your mind today?
The rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. I love that saying. It's true.
Yeah.
Like you said. The only thing is, I would love to hear everybody's definition on what's rich and what's poor.
Oh, that's another good one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because, some people judge rich on, like, a net worth, total money in the bank somewhere.
Right.
Other people will judge it on an income level because, by our tax code, you're still middle class until you hit, $450,000 a year in income?
Anybody making
somewhere
I don't know what the
range.
I don't know what the numbers are, but if that's the case, I don't consider anybody making $400,000 middle class. Sorry.
No. And here's the funny thing. Statistically, those people making over $200,000 a year actually build less wealth.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They're worse at saving than the average, what I consider middle class. There's several books out about that type of stuff, and I've read most of them, and it's just mind-blowing that it doesn't matter the income level. It's all it's more of Dave Ramsey says it's 75% emotion, and the numbers are always just the numbers.
Right.
Anybody can do the math and figure it out, but it's emotion that actually controls it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, because I know people that consider me rich, and I just broke the $300,000 on the net worth side, and majority of that is still, less than half of it yet, but It's just equity in my house. And Tony Robbins, in his book, he recommends not even counting that as part of your net worth because you always need a place to live. So in reality, you shouldn't even count that.
I think and there's all kinds of definitions, but I believe the definition of a millionaire, they don't count value of a home. In the traditional definition of am I a millionaire or not, you don't count equity in your house towards that. It's just other assets.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I grew up in a family with 3 siblings, so there's 4 of us kids. And 2 of my sisters seem like they can't figure anything out in life. And then me and my 3rd sister both figure within 10 years we'll hit that $1 million mark.
Yeah, it really is. People think it's about how much money you make. And that's a part of it. I mean, you have to get to a certain income level before you have enough to be able to save. But we could also take this in a whole new direction, which is happiness. And money does not equal happiness. I know everybody thinks it does, but it really doesn't. And the people who believe that are usually the ones that have never had money. I've been both. I mean, I did not grow up rich or wealthy. I've lost a bunch of money over time. I've gone backwards several times. I've been in both situations, and I can promise you the money doesn't make you happy. If you were unhappy without money, you're going to be unhappy with money. Sometimes if you were unhappy with or happy without money, you can still be unhappy with it because along with the money comes a lot of pressure and all kinds of other things. So, we tend to measure things in money because it's numbers. It's easy to measure. How do you measure happiness? But part of it is most of the studies have shown that money does make you happier to a certain point, up to the point where you start living below your means. So you're now making more money than you need to pay the bills and to be secure, and you're putting some money away. That's when people tend to be the happiest, when we correlate it with money. When you get beyond that and you have more than what you really need for the basics, and I'm not talking about, just getting by every day. I'm talking about being comfortable and, being able to take vacations and buy a nice car if you want to. But once you get beyond that, then there's almost no correlation with money and happiness.
Yeah. Well, statistically, like 90-some% of lottery winners end up divorced and file bankruptcy within 5 years.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Now, granted, that's a really odd situation. Most people don't fall into a huge windfall of money all at once. But you were talking last weekend about the women in trucking there and the generational.
Yeah.
Taking over a business. And that there statistically, when the next generation takes over a business, it usually goes downhill.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's actually very rare that a second and third generation can continue building a business.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. You see that a lot.
Yeah. So you were also saying about, people focus on health and how the same statistics. It's the people that are focusing on it keep getting better at it, and the people that ignore it or whatever keep getting worse at it. And I went pretty hardcore back into the health thing and walking at the first of the year here. And so far I'm down 20 pounds.
Wow. Excellent.
1 month.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Over a month now, but yeah, and I've managed my 10,000 step average for the day. So we're now yesterday was 34 days into the year, and I have over 340,000 steps for the year.
Wow. That's a lot of steps.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. I did have to spend a little money to keep up on it at home. Right now up here, I'm up in northern Minnesota. It's 4 below zero. So I'm on my way home, so I won't get my walking done till I get home on the treadmill. But I've managed, even at 6 degrees is the coldest, I've walking outside here on the road, getting all my steps in a day.
Well, there you go. And it sounds like it is paying off. That's fantastic. The music's playing. I've got to get to a break. Matt makes a good point. It really comes down to focus. What you focus on is what you'll get. And we just have to manage our focus. We will be right back. Stick around. 8888 Road Dog if you want to join us. I'm Kevin Rutherford.
For a limited time.
Where the audience goes crazy. When I was turning 40 years old, I said, I'm going to sum up headlines from my life.
The Billy Joel Channel, Channel 30, and streaming on your phone or at home on Sirius XM connected devices and speakers.
This is not an offering to sell a franchise. Franchise offerings are made through the franchise disclosure document.
Do you love pets and are looking to start your own business? If you believe that pets help people live a better, richer life, and you want to build something you're passionate about, we want to talk to you. Pet Supplies Plus is looking for franchise owners in this area. It's no secret Americans spend lavishly on their pets, as much as $66 billion annually, and that number has grown every year, even in challenging economic times. Pet Supplies Plus is a premier retail franchise with over 29 years of experience. Our ability to source new and exciting products, keep prices competitive, and provide a fantastic customer experience is unmatched. No wonder we're ranked by Entrepreneur Magazine as the #1 franchise opportunity in the pet category. Franchisees with some of America's biggest brands have added Pet Supplies Plus to their portfolio. Find out why at PetSuppliesPlusFranchise.com. That's PetSuppliesPlusFranchise.com. PetSuppliesPlusFranchise.com.
Investments in securities involves the risk of loss. The following is a far too common tale of investing in annuities. A successful couple invested a large portion of their savings in annuities, thinking they were a safe way to guarantee a dependable income stream no matter what the market did. But it didn't take long for them to regret their decision. They were locked into low returns, faced potential tax consequences, and that they couldn't get out of their annuities without paying huge penalties. They were stuck, and so was their money. Suddenly, their retirement hopes and dreams were in danger. But it didn't have to happen to them, and it doesn't have to happen to you. You can avoid the annuity trap. Here's one way. Get the free report, Annuity Insights, your guide to better understanding annuities, by calling 1-800-304-5558. Written by best-selling author and money manager Ken Fisher's firm. This powerful report could help save you from major financial heartache, and it's offered today for free. If you have an annuity or are considering one, claim your free annuities guide today. Hurry, free copies are limited. Call now, 1-800-304-5558. 1-800-304-5558.
If you owe the IRS, they want their money and will do whatever it takes to get it. But truth is, they would rather settle for less than bother you more. That's why they're offering the Fresh Start program to help you solve your tax problem for good. You may qualify for a settlement that saves you thousands. Nobody knows this program better than Optima Tax Relief. They will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-361-5513. 800-361-5513.
Optima Tax Relief. Freewheelin' with Meredith Oaks and Chris G.
We do good work here most days.
Everything in moderation.
What a concept.
Weekdays, 11 a.m. East.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. We're going to get back to some phone calls. Let's head off to Tennessee. Matt, welcome to the program.
Hi, Kevin.
Long-time listener, first time I ever got a chance to call. Normally I run a lot of northern Canada, so cell services had a premium.
Got it.
I'm calling because I started keto a little over, I want to say end of November, early December. I started at 410 pounds. I took your course, and I'm now down to about 358.
Wow. That's incredible.
More or less following your course. Yeah, it hasn't been easy, I'm not going to lie, because I'm one of those people that jumped straight all in. I did all 8 steps in one shot.
Okay.
Because I figured that was the only way for me to go.
Right.
I don't do half measures, don't work for me, I've learned.
Got it. Well, those are incredible results. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. My question is, the biggest problem I'm running into is there's a lot of food that I miss, and I know your course says to try and focus on what you can eat, and I've been doing pretty good. What are your opinions of some of these things there, like miracle noodles made out of some konjac, rice flour, something like that? Apparently it has almost no carbs except for fiber.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up that one particular item. I've studied it extensively. Some people love it. It works great for them. I have an issue with that, and it's probably just me personally. So without going into a lot of detail, when I was young and stupid, I crashed a motorcycle at about 85 miles an hour and almost killed myself, and ended up with scar tissue on my intestines because of it. I had exploratory surgeries, and so that scar tissue has caused me a couple issues throughout my life. And one of them is I was prone, I haven't had one in a couple decades now, but I was prone to intestinal blockages because that scar tissue would swell. And so when I started doing the research on konjac root, one of the things it warns is about intestinal blockages because that stuff can swell up so much. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, okay, that's enough for me, because the couple of times that I did have them, I ended up in the hospital for days, and it was a horrible experience. So that alone was enough to just turn me off anything with konjac root in it. But it's on the market. I've heard a lot of people say they love it. It's very, very low carb. There is another option for noodles that isn't super low carb, but it is at least grain free, and that's a bigger issue for me because I can fit a certain number of carbs into my day. If our limit is 30 or 40 grams of carbs, then I can go really low carb on everything else if I want to treat myself to some noodles. And there's a company that makes some really, really good pasta noodles out of almond flour. And honestly, I like them better than traditional wheat and, pasta noodles. I think these are better. Now, they're pricey. I get that, so it's kind of a special treat. I might have them once or twice a month. And you can't eat a whole box of the stuff and, think that it's going to be low carb.
Right.
They still have carbs.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I find that, just the price of everything. I'm being from Canada, just product availability. Like, I can't get Kerrygold in Canada. I have to buy it while I'm on the road.
Yeah. It's
there's a lot of things we can't get. Because of our wonderful regulations we've got.
I know. Thank the government again. The good news I'm
a libertarian, and my politics don't work up there.
Yeah, I'm sure they. Well, look at me. I'm a libertarian living in Oregon. Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, I get it. So the good news here in the States is the products around paleo and keto have exploded. There are so many really good, high-quality products on the market now. A lot of stuff made out of almond flour. I also found a company now that makes a lot of keto and paleo products out of pumpkin seed flour, which is another really nice alternative.
I heard you mentioning that last week, yeah.
Yeah, so your biggest issue really is searching out sources of all this stuff. because the products are hitting the market so fast that I can't even keep up with them. And, of course, just because something says it's paleo or keto doesn't mean it's good. This is where you've got to do a little digging. You've got to look at, the ingredient list. I still like to go with the idea of no more than 5 ingredients, and I better be able to pronounce all of them, and I'd really like to make sure that I have all of those same ingredients in my own kitchen.
Right. How important is it to be looking at organic and pasture-raised and things like that? I'm finding that's the most challenging part for me.
So here's the first thing I tell people, especially when we're looking at keto for weight loss. We know that carrying a lot of extra weight is hard on our health, and it's just hard on our life. I mean, so I always want to prioritize. If we overwhelm somebody with you have to eat pasture-fed, you have to eat organic, you're just going to overwhelm them. So we do this in stages. So in the beginning, when weight loss and blood sugar control are the two biggest issues, I wouldn't worry too much about pastured and organic and all that other stuff. Get to the point where you're eating keto, you're losing weight, your blood sugar is getting under control, and you're going to see huge health benefits. It's really that last 20% of our health that I find comes from after we've done, keto long enough and we've getting down to our target weight and we're feeling better, then if we want to take it to the next level and reduce inflammation and really get healthy, then you can put a bigger focus on pastured, organic. And I'll kind of give you my timeline in this. I started keto over 3 years ago now. And in the first year I did keto, I wasn't really focused on quality all that much. I talked about it. I would buy grass-fed when I could find it. And over these last 3 years, I've transitioned slowly. Well, now I would say about 95% of the food I consume now is pasture-raised, organic, top quality. But that took me a long time, 3 years to transition into that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That's not so simple either here. The other thing I wanted to ask while I've got you on the line, you were talking about the issues with wheat. How common is it to have a bad reaction to wheat? I'm starting to realize that I may have been reacting to wheat for a very, very long time, just didn't realize it. Because every time I have a little bit of it, my face gets red and hot, I start overeating.
Oh, yeah, that's clearly a reaction. Here's the thing. I'm going to say something that's probably pretty controversial, and a lot of people will disagree with me on this. I don't care. I think every human on the planet has a negative reaction to wheat. I just don't think it's human food. I don't think it's good for us. I think we've eaten it all our life, so we don't know the difference. I will tell you the single biggest thing I did in this change. I've done keto, pastured, organic, all that stuff. If I could only keep one change that I made, it would be that I would never eat another grain again. I think that's what made the biggest difference for me was eliminating the grains. And there's just, other than convenience and taste because we love them, there's no good reason to eat a grain. They're not healthy. They have no nutrients. In fact, we have to put nutrients into them. They're so, lacking in nutrients. We fortify all of our wheat products. And what most people don't realize is that wheat actually contains anti-nutrients. There are things in wheat that suck all the nutrients out of our body. So to me, I'm not surprised that you've actually noticed a specific reaction. Most people just don't realize what wheat is doing to their health because they've eaten it their whole life. They don't know any different.
Okay, I see what you mean. That makes a lot of sense. Loved your course. It was really great. Best $30 I've ever spent, and very convenient to be able to review it over and over again. Very good flow on the module. It's awesome. Keep up the good work with that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. If you're wondering what he's talking about, I did a course online all about getting started in keto. So if you want to use keto to lose weight, to get your blood sugar under control, to get high blood pressure under control, to get off medications, or just to feel a whole lot better and have more energy and a better mood, keto's a great way to start. And I created an online course, like you said, it's $30. And it gives you everything you need to know step by step. Videos, worksheets, food lists, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff in that course. If you want to find it, go to letstruck.com. Look under the University tab. You'll see all of our other courses in there, too. I've been busy for the last 6 months or so creating courses, and we have a lot more coming. We'll be right back. Stick around. Kevin Roth.
Drivers have to say about the world at large.
Around that curve could be anything.
I can't believe you went there.
Freewheeling. Weekday mornings, 11 a.m. East. It's Meredith Oaks.
Do we get to drink tequila?
And Chris T.
Well, you want to know that about every day.
Freewheeling. Exclusively on Sirius XM's Road Dog Trucking Radio.
This Valentine's Day, stay in. Don't worry about one good night out. Give the gift that will transform your bedroom into a luxury suite night after night, year after year. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch. We make the world's softest and most comfortable sheets. Because we sell directly to you at bollandbranch.com, there are no middleman markups. Our sheets cost less than half and are twice the quality. Not only will they be the most comfortable sheets you've ever slept on, they also arrive beautifully packaged, making them the perfect gift for Valentine's. There's a reason our sheets have tons of 5-star reviews. Hundreds of thousands of Americans, including 3 U.S. presidents, are sleeping better than ever on Boll & Branch. And you can try them risk-free for a month. This Valentine's Day, get $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping, when you use promo code STARS. That's $50 off, plus free shipping at bollandbranch.com, promo code STARS. bollandbranch.com, spelled B-O-L-L, and branch.com, promo code STARS.
Matt Busby is a trucking legend. He goes by the CB handle Roadhog, hauling food and clothes across the country. So without him, we'd all be hungry and naked. Matt insures his big rig with Progressive Commercial, where he can send his customers proof of insurance right from his phone. So Matt, you keep on trucking, and we'll keep on eating. And staying generally closed.
Find out what makes Progressive the #1 insurer of trucking legends across America. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 truck insurer from SNL Financial's 2014 National Written Premium Data.
Long before everyone you knew was singing along, you heard them on Sirius XM. So now, Grammy winners Portugal the Man deliver an exclusive hometown performance just for you. Captured live in Portland, Oregon. Catch encores throughout the weekend on Alt Nation Channel 36. And hear Portugal the Man's intimate show on your phone or at home on Sirius XM connected devices and speakers.
I'm Todd Port, the Weather Channel with an interstate weather update. North-south interstate, some leftover precipitation all the way up and down the eastern seaboard, so it does affect I-95. The farther north you are, the more likely it is snow. The farther south, the more likely it more of a rain event. Be careful, especially in and around the mid-Atlantic area along I-95, I-91, I-93 in New England. General light snow showers there. I-81, I-87 in upstate New York, same type of thing, general light snow. As you work your way farther south along I-81, though, through Pennsylvania and into parts of Maryland and Virginia, it does transition over to rain. Some leftover snow showers, I-75, Michigan into Ohio, and maybe even clipping parts of Kentucky and Tennessee. I-69, Michigan and Indiana, some leftover scattered snow showers. I-55 and I-57. In Illinois, we have the scattered snow showers. Elsewhere along I-55, we have the snow lingering in parts of Missouri and all the way down into Tennessee. I-25, some scattered light snow showers in Wyoming and Montana. I'm Todd Bork with Custom Weather Drivers twice down the road, dog. Sirius XM 146.
Your money, your taxes, your truck, and your road to success in the trucking industry.
Now, back to Trucking Business and Beyond, the show that puts the money where it belongs.
Back in your pocket.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. We're heading into the second hour of the program already. Still plenty of time to get through 8888 Road Dog. I'm going to go right back to the calls. Let's go to Tennessee. Jim, welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin. Thanks for taking my call, brother.
You're welcome. What can I help you with today?
I got three quick tax questions and a business question.
Okay.
Here we go with the tax questions. I'll do a quick on here. Bought the truck 06 in 2016 in July, put it in service in October. Ran it for the 3 months. Now, on my return for this year coming up. Now, I'm not sure when he did returns last year if he did any depreciation on the truck. I'll find that out. But now my question is, for 2017, if he did not take in depreciation, can I take the 66% in 2017?
Well, first off, if your tax preparer did not take depreciation and didn't talk to you, you need to fire them immediately. You would always take depreciation, always. I mean, that would be such a huge mistake. So I would believe that it's there. But if it turns out that it's not, that's a big mistake. I would actually go back and amend the 2016 return to get because that's when the truck was put in service. That's when the depreciation should start.
Correct. Well, I said I'm going to check into that on there. I mean, we're not talking gigantic money here or anything.
No, I know, but we still want it done right.
2017. Oh, absolutely. I got you on that. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
But that would have to get amended if it wasn't taken out, then, right? For that year.
Correct. If it now you could skip 2016 and just put the truck into service in 2017, but in an audit it would cause some issues. It's not that it's totally incorrect. Right. But they're going to question why are there expenses on a vehicle in 2016 when there's no vehicle. And here's the thing. Even if we can explain something or defend something to the IRS, we don't want to. I don't want to have to talk to them. Correct. I don't want them to start looking through the tax return. Because here's the thing. I say this all the time. There is nothing black and white about our tax code. There is nothing clear. There's nothing simple. It's all pure interpretation. Well, I'm going to interpret the tax code to benefit myself and my clients. But when we get into an audit, now we have to fight with the IRS because they may interpret it a different way. And unfortunately, they have more power. You know, we can always take it to another level, to another court, but that gets expensive. We would just rather not have to have them look any deeper. So we like to have really good, clean tax returns, good records, good reasons why we did things, and, you know, have all of our ducks in a row in an audit, because I can promise you, when the IRS auditor, they're there to make money. That's their whole point. They're there to find mistakes and collect more tax. And if they look at an audit and it's buttoned down nice and tight and you've got good records and you have an explanation for why you do things, they just move on. But when they start finding mistakes, then they keep digging deeper because they know there's more to find.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll definitely check on that. Second question on the taxes. I said I ran the truck, and I got almost a year. Right around Labor Day. I had a choice either get rid of the truck, the bottom half started to let loose on it. So either A, dump the truck, get something else, or B, redo the motor. I went with the later. I said I like the truck. I had a lot put into it. So I said I dumped it into it. I can't rebuild the motor. So now I'm looking at here in 2017, and right on Labor Day, I dropped $31,000 into the motor.
Okay.
To get it done. Now, how can I depreciate that?
The same way. You know, we can put it into a 3-year schedule, just like a truck, or, and this is totally based on your numbers, or we can take the whole thing in the year you bought it. And that it's just the last decision I always make on a tax return. Let's get everything else done. Let's see where we are tax-wise, and then we can make the decision on anything that's going to get depreciated.
Well, that's the question I got on there, because the way I'm looking here is I had a relative do me. She did a spreadsheet for me and everything for all my expenses, the whole 9 yards. Now, we came down to, after all said and done, after all the dust settled, we were looking right around about $69,000.
Okay, so
before I get paid.
In a year like that, if you had a $31,000 in frame, I would take it all. Just take it all, wipe it all out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's the way I would do it.
Okay, well, that doesn't solve all my tax questions. Now, quick business question. I have my own operating authority. I had it for a while. I worked with brokers for a while and everything. You know, it is what it is. And I understand the rates and everything are up there. I've been hooked up with a deal here now, which it's a mileage. Don't get me wrong on this. You know, it's not fabulous or nothing on here, but I ran all the numbers and everything on this. The convenient part about it is it runs 52 weeks a year. I run it 48. I take a month off a year. It goes dock to dock, 24-hour service. Boom, boom, boom. You look at it, it's right around about 3,200 miles on the round trip on there. Now, I ran the numbers on it. I'm looking right around $215 on a gross. This is paying $1.38 a mile. So look at $215 on a gross. Take the fuel off the top of 81 G's, and I got $31,000 and change for hard expenses. Now, the hard expenses, that includes my insurance, my tags, accountant fees and that stuff and everything. But I also have included in that is to finish paying the motor off, which we paid off about 6 months, which I pay off, you know, pretty quick on her. Now I'm looking here, after all the dust settles, I'm looking right maybe around 102 off to 215, which, you know, puts me pretty close to that 50% mark.
Yeah.
But once the motor's paid off, puts me over to 50%.
Yeah.
That's going to put you right around 57% then.
Yeah, that's outstanding. That's outstanding. Not only is it...
That's why it sounds like a little mileage.
No, it doesn't.
But it's convenient. I'm not chasing freight around.
I don't think it sounds like a low mileage. I often say that, you know, pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. And it's used a lot in investing to mean, you know, go after good returns, but don't get greedy. You know, hogs are greedy, they get slaughtered.
Correct.
So to me, to be able to average $2.15 a mile, and I know people are talking about $3, $4, $5 a mile freight. I get it, but everybody wants to talk about the biggest numbers they see. To be able to get $2.15 a mile consistently on a run you like, and to be able to keep over $100,000 a year and take a month off, I would have to say that 98% of the owner-operators in the country would kill for a setup like that.
Yeah, but it's not $2.15 a mile. It's $1.38 a mile.
Oh, where did the $2.15 come from?
At 48. $2.15 is what it's going to gross for the year. That's what the run's going to pay.
215,000, not two. Okay, so
is what's good, right? $1.38 a mile on the mileage on it. It's a little bit of low mileage.
Is this team?
But no, single. It's a dedicated run. It's 3,200 miles a week.
How many miles?
You got 155,000 miles. Well, all we got to be like 155,000 miles a year.
Ooh, okay,
like
so it changes my opinion a little, but not a lot. Because here's the thing.
All right.
Here's what's really important about being in business. It doesn't matter what I think about your numbers or what anybody else thinks about your numbers.
Right.
It matters what you think about them. For me, the only thing I wouldn't like about this, I don't want to run 155,000 miles. It's just too much work for me. So, you know, I like working hard. I work a lot of hours. I always have my whole life. So I wouldn't get overly excited about that. But I also wouldn't say, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. I mean, that's a good net. To be able to make $100,000 a year and take a month off, very few owner-operators ever reach that. So what I would say is, who cares what anybody else thinks?
Absolutely. Yeah, I got that here. Because with this run, I'm not killing myself. It's like 10.5 hours a day. I'm not hurry to get home. My question I got on this is, the other tax question is, because I did too many years in these trucks, hurts my back. I stay in a motel 4 nights a week. And I got them all set up for my runs every 10 and a half hours. I'm in a hotel.
Okay.
I do the run like that. It takes me 5 days to run it. Now, they are tax deductible, correct?
Yes. That's a really good question. Let me clarify something. We talk a lot about per diem. And per diem is an allowance for food so that we don't have to keep all of those receipts. It makes it nice and easy. There is a per diem for hotels. But as an owner-operator, you're not allowed to use the per diem for hotels. But if you pay for a hotel room and you have a receipt, it is deductible. And it doesn't matter. If you want to stay in $400 a night rooms, I know you wouldn't, but if you wanted to, it's deductible. There's no limit. Whatever you pay for hotels is deductible. You're just not allowed to use the lodging per diem as an owner-operator. We'll be right back with more stuff. Stick around. Kevin Rutherford.
Super Bowl 52 on Sirius XM. Pre-game coverage continues right now on NFL Radio Channel 88. And at 6:30, hear the Patriots feed on Channel 82. The Eagles feed is on Channel 83. The national call is on NFL Radio Channel 88. After the game, we're live from the stadium on Channel 88, bringing you all the interviews from on the field and in the locker room. For more information on how you can listen to Super Bowl 52 on Sirius XM, including the Spanish language feed channel number, visit SiriusXM.com/Super Bowl.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-700-9920. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-700-9920. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-700-9920. 1-800-700-9920.
Message and data rates may apply. Please don't text while driving.
Do you know the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers? We do. Do you know how to make your logo come alive and magnetically attract new, long-lasting customers? Your logo is delivered on the right promotional items on time at a great price? We do. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Who are we? We're 4imprint, the nation's leading team to make your logo shine on your choice of thousands of promotional items. And right now, we want to share with you, for free, the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers. Discover them now by texting ACT77 to 88988. Let us show you what a difference the right promotional items can make to help grow your brand. With 4imprint, you'll get high-quality products, exclusive items, popular brands, on-time delivery, and outstanding customer service. That's what we do. Discover the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers by texting ACT77 to 88988. That's ACT77 to 88988.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember. Now available in stores everywhere. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
For all things trucking, it's Road Dog Live with Casey Phillips.
Because most of you are probably out running down the highway keeping America rolling.
Weekdays from 4 to 7.
I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. We're we're going to get right back to the calls. Hey, let me remind you, we have put a hold on new tax and accounting clients for right now. We have a sign-up form you can go to. It's on the website. We're working on getting that up. We just made the decision over the weekend to shut things off for a little while so we can take a step back, make sure we've got enough staff on hand, make sure we're not overcommitting to anything. So we're working on getting a sign-up process. So we have a waiting list, and we may come back and open this right back up again in a couple days or a week. I don't know. We just want to make sure that we don't overpromise during this tax season. We want to help as many people as we can, and part of helping you is making sure we can help you and making sure we have enough time and enough staff and everybody's trained right. And this will be my, 27th tax season, 28th. I know how they go. They're brutal. It's just turned February and I'm exhausted. If you noticed, I took yesterday off. I'm a little overwhelmed right now. Not only are we doing a lot of tax work, there's just so much activity in the industry. I have a lot of other big projects. I'm working on a big online course with truckstop.com. I have speaking engagement coming up in about less than 2 weeks with Landstar, and I know that's sold out. I'm looking forward to that. I always love hanging out with the Landstar BCOs. They're just great business people. So if you are coming to the event that I'm giving in Fort Worth for Landstar in 2 weeks, I'll look forward to seeing you there. Like I said, that one's full. I have a speaking engagement with C.H. Robinson to talk to their carrier group in March, I think. We've got the Louisville Truck Show coming up. I am speaking at the Connected Conference, and I'm also speaking at the TIA, the Big Brokers Conference. So all of those are already on the calendar. I'm not complaining, but I am feeling a little overwhelmed with the very busy tax season and a bunch of big projects. So if you notice, I may take a little more time off the show over the next couple of months just to get a break here and there. So let's, the other thing, when you go to the website, even if you're not going for taxes, head on over and check out the store. You know, if you're looking at doing keto, we have tons of great keto snacks. If you haven't tried our beef sticks, so there's a way to get, really high quality beef. Our beef sticks are completely grass-fed, grass-finished, and they're fermented. They taste amazing, and that is the healthiest beef stick on the planet. They are excellent. We also have nut butters. And all of our nut butters are macadamia nut, the best keto nut out there, the highest in fat, lowest in carbs, great nutritional profile, and they come in little individual packets. You can just squeeze them right into your mouth. They're excellent keto food. We've got some supplements that can help you with keto. If you're having any digestive issues, we have supplements. So check out the store. We also have all the truck stuff we normally talk about, oil samples, the bypass systems, fleet air filters, you name it. Flow below, we've got it all on the store. So check it out. Go to letstruck.com and plan on spending about an hour there. Click on everything because there's so much information on our site I don't even know where to point you. Let's get back to some phone calls. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Adam, welcome to the program.
Hi, Kevin. Hey, I know you're not a big fan of leasing with a company and then leasing a truck from them and working for them at the same time. But FedEx has a deal here where you lease a truck on with them and they do the maintenance. You just pretty much pay them using their truck, off of your truck.
Let me
from hub to hub.
Let me stop you right there. Now, is this FedEx Ground?
Yes.
So they have a full service lease. So you rent the truck from them. Let's call it what it is. Forget the whole lease thing. You're renting a truck from them, and they're going to cover the maintenance.
Well, you're going to pay for that extra.
Oh no. Believe
additional-
me, I know.
Well,
So let me
absolutely.
explain the way I see the big picture of this. See, I think we have to step back and understand what being in business is all about. Being in business is providing the most value you can possibly provide to your customer, right? And as an owner-operator, we provide value in two major ways. People don't think about this. One, you're kind of hiring yourself out as a driver. A big part of what you get paid for is driving the truck. But the other big part, and sometimes people forget this, you're in the business of providing a truck at a good price. That's where you make your profit. Your profit comes from owning and maintaining a truck at the lowest possible cost, which means, and now I'm digging into details, but these are numbers I've crunched for decades. The best way to make money in trucking is to spec and buy trucks really smart, maintain them well, and keep them for a very, very long time. Your most profitable years are going to be the years you don't have a truck payment. So we want to maximize the years we're not paying for a truck and keep our fuel and maintenance costs low. Basically, when you do a full-service lease, the way I see it is you don't own a truck. You're not maintaining a truck. Nobody's paying you for that value. FedEx is actually making that money, or whoever the leasing company is. You're being paid to drive a truck, and you've got a lot of extra risk. I don't understand the concept at all. All you're being paid for is to drive a truck. You don't own it.
Right. So how about purchasing a truck, say, from Schneider, not a lease, but finance it through Schneider, and then go to Landstar and work for them?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Schneider Finance has had some great deals over the years. Now, they do lease purchase, but they also just do leasing and outright sales. And I think I've seen some awesome deals at Schneider Finance. Now, you are truly in business. You are going to own the truck, maintain the truck, and you're going to get paid for that part of the business. And the better you are at owning a truck and controlling the cost, the more profit you're going to make. I get this question about full-service leases, and I just don't even understand the concept. I really don't.
Gotcha. All right, understand. So it would be better to go with a truck dealer and don't do a lease, or would it be okay to do that with Schneider?
I have to look at every individual deal. Leases don't make a lot of sense to me in this business. If I were going out to get 100 trucks all at once, I might look at a lease. There are some advantages. But if I'm buying one at a time, I would just rather get a loan and buy the truck.
Okay. And it doesn't matter. Now, listening with you with Pittsburgh Power and with John and Ethan, it doesn't matter. Like most of Schneider trucks are around 2011, between 2011 and 2015, they're advertising right now for sale. The Freightliners, as long as they go with something that has a Detroit engine, that would be a good move.
That's my preference. It's always hard to answer a very general question about a truck, because when I look at a truck, I dive deep down into all the specs. Year, make, miles, engine, maintenance history, tires. I mean, I dig deep. So it's hard for me to answer a general question about would this truck be a good truck or not, unless I have all the specs and all the time to look at the history and look at the rig dig report. And so that's what I would recommend, that you dig in. And as you're digging in and you have more information about a specific truck, you can always call back. I mean, if you have more information, I'll go over it with you.
Okay, and how about this rig dig you have spoke about before? How do I go about getting those?
Just go to rigdig.com, sign up and pay for it, and then you just need a VIN number. You put a VIN number in, and it pulls up all the history on that truck, FMCSA, audits, not maintenance records, but crash records, inspection records, violations, title history, insurance history. It's all there.
Okay, understand. That's where I'll go next then. And okay, great. That was great information I needed there. Perfect. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the call. Let's head off to... let's head off to a break. It's a good thing I look at the clock every once in a while. You know, sometimes I just get so busy and I'm so focused on the callers and the questions, I don't look at the clock. But we're coming into a break, so I'll take us around the corner, and when we get back, we'll get to more of your calls and questions. Check out the website. Always something new. It's letstruck.com. Also, look for me on Facebook. I've got all kinds of groups. I'm all over the place. If you can't find me, I'm not sure what to tell you. We'll be right back. Stick around. Kevin Rutherford.
Larry the Cable Guy here. Happy to bring you Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup. You'll hear all-American comedy that you love, backstage interviews with your favorite comedians. Be me, Jeff Foxworthy, and a whole bunch of our friends. Did I mention? Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup is on right now. Check it out. Sirius XM 97. Or listen on the Sirius XM app. You're going to love it. I promise.
Hello, truck drivers. Are you interested in advancing your driving career? Walmart Transportation has driving job opportunities at many locations across the United States. Walmart offers full-time, flexible schedules with competitive pay with many driver benefits, including medical starting on day one. Drive for an industry leader. Driving for Walmart is a great career opportunity. Why wait any longer to apply? And there are openings for safe professional drivers right now. Walmart pays for mileage, activity, and even offers a safety incentive you can earn each quarter of the year. New Walmart drivers average $80,000 in their first year. If you are interested in advancing your driving career, see if Walmart is hiring in a place you'd like to work by visiting www.driveforwalmart.com and then apply online. That's drive, 4, walmart.com. It could be the last driving job you will ever apply for. Walmart is an equal opportunity employer.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember, now available in stores everywhere. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You deserve more out of trucking. With USA Truck, you can be the boss and drive your way. Friendly to owner-operators, USA Truck offers high pay, including their new $5,000 transition bonus and ability to choose your own pay program. And if you choose to lease, they offer new and lightly used trucks with minimal credit requirements, low pricing, and trade-in equity. The best run for themselves. Drive proud. Drive USA. Call USA Truck at 866-570-2226 or driveusatruck.com.
I'm Todd Boyd, the Weather Channel with an interstate weather update. Still some leftover precipitation up and down the East Coast. East-west interstates, I-90. We have that leftover snow and a drop of rain anywhere from Massachusetts as far west. Parts of Indiana and Illinois also affecting some leftover snow. I-94 and I-96 in Michigan. I-94 through parts of Illinois. I-84 in New England. We have the leftover snow there. I-80 and I-76 in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Some leftover light rain and snow. I-70 from Maryland all the way into parts of Missouri and Nebraska. Some leftover light snow and a drop of rain. I-64, some scattered rain and maybe a flake of snow or two. Virginia, West Virginia, I-40, some scattered rain. Maybe a rumble of thunder in North Carolina. Does extend into parts of Tennessee and Arkansas. I-10, some scattered showers and storms in Florida. I-90, we have some higher elevation snow showers, lower elevation rain. Montana all the way into Washington State. I'm Todd Bork with Custom Weather Drivers Twice Now on the Road Dog, Sirius XM 126. Now.
welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. We're going to head off to New York this time. Ray, welcome to the program.
Hi, Kevin. How you doing?
Good. What's on your mind today?
Good. I took your advice a couple of years ago, and it's paid off tremendously. You said that we should look at one or two brokers instead of jumping all over the place. And I did that. I went to C.H. Robinson, and for the year 2017, they just made me Carrier of the Year for the One Truck Owner-Operator segment.
Wow.
And I gave that credit to your advice.
Well, I mean, you could give me credit for maybe the idea, but you did all the work to become Carrier of the Year. That's impressive.
Oh, it's impressive to me. I'm so excited. I would have never thought about trying something like this out if it wasn't for your idea. So it's funny how something so simple could turn into something so wonderful. I have hauled 100% for them. And they have 3 different tiers for the guys that are listening. When you get to their top tier, you're on a whole different level with that company. You're treated with the highest degree of respect. Not that they don't respect you then, but you get to see loads that are fresh. That come first to you.
Yes.
You know, everything changes. The whole scenario. You deal with one person. You don't wait on the phone trying to get through to people all the time.
Right.
You'll be assigned one person. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, that is.
I just haul 100% for them now.
That is awesome, and what you just described is exactly correct. This is how business works. You know, owner-operators don't seem to understand that when they are constantly cold calling brokers, and what they're doing is what I call chase the rate and one and done. They log onto a load board, they sort by rate only, and the highest gross rate is the first call they make. And then they may never call that place back again because the next time they need a load, they do the same thing. And the odds of that same broker coming up is slim to none. So they chase the rate, and then it's one and done, and then they wonder why it doesn't work. You did the exact opposite. You took what most people would consider the worst broker in the country. Come on, we know what kind of a reputation they have.
Yes,
it's because they're the biggest. Yep. The biggest company in any industry is always going to be a target. They're always going to have that kind of a reputation. Sure. But you did the hard work. You built the relationship. You moved up over and over, and you got to a tier that you experienced something that 99% of the owner-operators that pull for C.H. Robinson never experience.
Exactly. And it wasn't that hard to do.
Can I ask you for a favor?
Yeah.
I just mentioned this a little while ago. I'm speaking at a C.H. Robinson event. I do quite a bit of work with them. I write.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
You're going to be there?
I know you do. I see that on there. Yes.
Can I tell
you? The 13th, the 14th, and the 15th.
Yeah. Can I tell your story?
Sure. I wish you would.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would. That would be wonderful.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you'll see it. You go to C.H. Robinson's website, our Facebook page, you'll see it. I sent it to you on your Facebook, one of your Facebook things there, but I don't know if you've seen it or not a week ago. But anyway, just go on C.H. Robinson, and you'll see the post, and when you click on it, it will open up, and it will say that I had talked to you and took your advice.
Oh, wow.
They give you some credit there, too, you know.
Well, thank you for the credit because you did all the hard work. I just had an idea and shared it, and you took it and ran with it.
I ran with it. I've always stayed away from C.H. Robinson because of all the crap you hear about them. But I'm going to tell you something. Since the first load with them, I have never seen anybody any better, ever. They pay fast. When you reach their key carrier status, it's not hard to reach, and you set a goal, you got it made. They don't only work for C.H. Robinson, they work for you, too. They want us both to stick around together. it's a partnership that I've never seen with any big corporation. These
That-
people are not greedy.
That is just awesome. I mean, your story, I've got goosebumps.
They are.
I love stories like this.
Yeah, these people are not greedy. They are not greedy. I hate greedy corporations. And I'll tell you what, these people are some of them the best I've ever seen. They're in 100 countries. You just can't beat them. They've been around since, I think, 1930 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
They've earned everything. They didn't just buy other companies up. They earned everything they have.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
It's amazing
And
to be
here's,
part of that.
Here's the thing. It's not that I doubt when people say, I called them, they were rude, the rate was horrible. I believe that happens. They're a big company. They handle hundreds of thousands,
Sure.
if not millions of loads.
Sure.
They have tens of thousands of employees. So, yeah, just by making a phone call and pulling a load from them, that's not enough. You have to do what you did. You had to dig in. You had to find the right people. You had to build relationships. But now that you've done the hard work, you see the benefits. And like I said, I work with them. I don't care what their reputation is. I have found some really amazing people over at that company, and I enjoy working with them.
They're just, yes.
I'm really picky about speaking engagements. For a couple years, I turned them all down. I wasn't doing any speaking, other than my own for a while. And this year I decided there's so much going on in the industry. I want to get out there and do some more speaking and be a part of it all. But I'm still really picky. I'm turning down a lot of things. But when C.H. Robinson called, and I've already been working with them on the blog post and some other things, I said, absolutely, I'd love to come to your event. And they pay well.
Well, I'll be meeting you, I'm sure.
Good. I'll look forward to it.
I'm looking forward. This just brightened my day to hear that you said you was going out there, and so I said I better call there. Maybe I can get through. And I got through. Everything is meant to be here in our conversation today.
That's right.
It's coming up through I'm in snowy roads right now. There's a wreck right here in a second.
All right.
Anyways, it's fast. No, it's great, and I'm looking forward to meeting you there. I listen to you all I can, and that's some advice that's probably some of the best advice I've ever had.
Well,
it's so simple.
Thank you so much for taking the time today to get through and reach out and share that, and I will absolutely look forward to it. Can't wait to meet you there, and thank you for letting me tell your story. It gives me a great material to build my talk around, because I haven't even started working on that yet. I need to get to that. Let's get back to some phone calls. Let's go to Arizona. Brenda, welcome to the program.
Oh, hey, Kevin. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Lisa told me you guys are going to get Mucky Brittle in more often, so I'm not going to ask for a replacement on that one. But the hot chocolate mix, I'm out of, and I noticed that the site was out of stock, so what's a good replacement for that?
Oh, boy, I wish I had an answer for you. So here's what happened. We love that product. It's the Bulletproof Hot Chocolate Mix. I love everything about it, and we sell a lot of it. And they stopped selling it wholesale. So we can't buy it wholesale anymore. I think what happened is Bulletproof is really getting big in Whole Foods, and we were having trouble getting orders filled. We were having orders that were shipped poorly. I think it's a company that's growing really fast, and they're seeing some growing pains, and they just won't sell that product to us wholesale anymore. So I am looking for a replacement.
I went on their website and looked.
Yeah, I'm looking for a replacement. I just haven't. I found two products I liked, except both of them are really big kind of paleo companies, and they both are using. They have a similar product, but instead of using raw cacao, they're using processed cocoa powder, and I'm blown away. I don't understand why they would do that. Raw cacao is a good, clean, much less processed, and these are kind of paleo companies, and I was shocked. I thought I found the product, and then I looked at the ingredient list and dug deeper and found out it was processed cocoa. So I'm still looking. I also have my son Michael, who's really active in this. He's looking. I have Amy Sue, Lisa, talked to her, and she's looking because she's really tuned into these kind of products. So we're looking.
Yeah.
But I haven't found anything yet.
Also on the wrap, I looked at Thrive and Sabertooth. Anything good there?
Yeah.
I know you got to go on break.
Yeah, let me come back so I don't have to rush that. I'll come back to the wraps right after this. Stick around. I'm Kevin Rutherford.
Tonight, I'll be live from the sportsbook at the South Point Casino, tracking the in-game action. Follow the money while you follow the game on the Vegas Stats and Information Network. Odds are you're going to like what you hear on SiriusXM Channel 204.
What interest rate would you rather pay on your credit card debt? 17% or less than 6% APR? The answer is obvious, Lightstream. Because with Lightstream, you may be able to consolidate credit card debt and dramatically cut your interest rate to as low as 5.49% APR with AutoPay. Plus, radio listeners get an additional rate discount. Just go to lightstream.com/rate. With average interest rates on credit card debt at 17% APR, Lightstream could save you thousands in interest. And because Lightstream is a division of SunTrust Bank, one of the nation's largest and strongest financial institutions, you can have complete peace of mind. The application takes just minutes, and there are no fees and no pressure. Just lower rates, one low fixed monthly payment, and huge savings. So if you have good to excellent credit, apply today and get a special interest rate discount when you go to lightstream.com/rate. That's lightstream.com/rate. Lightstream.com/rate.
Subject to credit approval. Rates include 0.5% autopay discount available only when you select autopay prior to loan funding. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for important information about limits on Lightstream loans.
Increased income is possible using strategies suited for your goals and may require buying multiple annuities. Not available in all states. Results may vary. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Receive up to 33% more in guaranteed lifetime income. Annuities can be complicated and confusing, and you could be losing thousands of dollars every single year. Learn how you could change that now by calling J.D. Melberg Financial, who's been featured on PBS, CNBC, and Yahoo News. Discover the optimal time to start taking income from your annuity, ways to possibly lower your taxes, fees, and expenses, and how their exclusive next-gen annuity strategies could increase your guaranteed lifetime income by as much as 33%. To schedule an appointment, call 800-839-4411. Did I mention 33% more in guaranteed lifetime income? Call 800-839-4411. That's 800-839-4411.
Are you still thinking of selling your home? Home prices have never been higher. Sell your home faster and for more money with HomeLight.com. HomeLight has helped thousands of homeowners connect with top real estate agents based on their actual past performance. Visit HomeLight.com/radio now to get an exclusive free report of the best agents in your area. Don't wait for home prices to drop. Get your free report today and identify which agents can get you the most money for your home. Visit HomeLight.com/radio to get started. That's HomeLight.com/radio.
Road Dog Trucking Radio. 18 wheels. That's how we roll. Sirius.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. We're going to get right back to the calls. I'm going to go back to Arizona. Brenda, go ahead.
Oh, hey. I went on that one website you were talking about last week, Sabretooth, and then the other one you had on the website for Thrive.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of those wraps?
Yeah. Sabretooth.
Do they taste pretty good then? Or?
The Sabretooth wraps I really like. Thrive, there's a lot of wraps on there, and most of them I'm not wild about. They are mostly coconut. And when you use coconut flour, you have to use a lot of egg. And they come out more like crepes than wraps. And I just haven't been real wild about those. There's another company that...
I thought they had one that was the spinach one.
Yeah, I think their spinach wrap actually has wheat. So,
okay.
Yeah, so be careful about that. There's another company that makes a product that you would swear is a tortilla. It's so good. It's called Siete Foods, Siete, and they're made out of almond flour. But they are excellent for, like, burritos, tacos, all kinds of things. I like them better than flour tortillas. And they also make really good chips that are kind of like nacho chips, but they're made out of almond flour. And, again, I actually like them better.
And what website is that?
Siete Foods, Siete.
Okay, Siete. Okay, I'll look into that. And then the last thing I have is just a big kudos to you. I'm in your Stop Pulling the Steering Wheel Owner-Operator program.
Yes.
And, yeah, you got to do the hard work, but, you know, you're the best investment so far as doing your course. And, yeah, and I made mistakes throughout my life, and, yeah, I'm in a bankruptcy right now, but getting it all straightened out, I'm listening to the books, and here in a couple of years, I hope to be an owner-operator. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Well,
it's a great product you have out there.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I'll let everybody know, several years ago, I wrote this program. Sometimes we call it a book, but it's much more than a book. And it was called Stop Holding the Steering Wheel and Start Driving Your Business. It's all about getting started in this industry, buying your first truck and being wildly successful at it. And it is a very in-depth program. It covers everything. There's checklists, there's video, there's audio. I cover everything from, thinking about starting the business all the way through your first year of operation. And we've been selling that program for several years. People love it. But what we did this past year was I turned that program into an online course that I personally teach over 16 weeks. We are wrapping up our first class right now. I think we're coming up on week 14, if I remember right. And I am having a ball with this. I've been helping owner-operators. I've been giving seminars for decades. This is my favorite tool so far. Again, it's 1 week at a time for 16 weeks. We do live webinars. I have a Facebook group where I answer questions and we share things. And I answer all kinds of questions every week on the live webinar. I am having a ball with this, and I'm loving the results. People are seeing amazing results, and I think it's because it's, the program is so much information, I think people get overwhelmed with it sometimes. Whereas now I'm able to spread it out across 16 weeks and teach it personally. And I am really looking forward to a lot of these people have already bought trucks. They're using the material. They're succeeding. We are launching another class. So I only allow 100 people in this class at a time, because if it gets any bigger than that, then there's too many questions and I can't keep up with it. And again, this is one of my big projects right now. But we are launching a new class on March 12th. And you can sign up for it right now. And the last time we opened up this course, it sold out in under 3 weeks. So if you are interested in doing a 16-week program with me, I teach it personally. We do a conference call every Monday. We also record those conference calls. We record the video and the audio, and we load those into the course online. So even if you can't make it to a live webinar, the webinar recording is there for you forever. The course is 16 weeks long, but you get access to the material forever. You also get access to the live Facebook group, which is a private group where you can ask me questions in there as well. So if you are interested in that, I would get signed up because I'm sure this class is going to sell out as well. Go to the website. It's letstruck.com. Look under the University tab, and the course is called Stop Holding the Steering Wheel and Start Driving Your Business. Love to see you in there. Let's head north of the border this time. Sean in Canada, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Kevin. Well, I was the one that made the comment. I got $10,000. What stock should I buy? It was in the context of what that question was asked about. It was the same thing. If you bought $10,000, you don't know what stock to buy an index fund. That's what it comes down to. I'm in a bunch of 420, or I was in a bunch of 420 traders groups. That's what my sector is right now. You want to talk about a sector that's hot? You better be bringing 2 machine guns to the table, because you're going to need them to shoot anybody that's at that table.
Yeah.
This is the market I'm in right now.
Yeah, but and I get that. The problem is the last place an amateur needs to be is in a group like that or in sectors like that. They're volatile.
Oh, my God.
They're volatile.
Yes. Look, they trade on the OTC pinks and grays. What do you want? What are you guys? They're investing or trading in it because it's marijuana. If it was any other sector, they wouldn't be involved in it. Why are you in this sector if you have no interest in stocks?
Well, and again, this feeds right into my topic and all the bad information on Facebook and all the bad questions. Nobody wants to hear put your $10,000 in an index fund because nobody ever got rich overnight in an index fund. Everybody wants the big score. What they don't realize is how rare that is. And here's the bigger point. If you have to ask that question on Facebook, you're never going to get the big score.
Okay, I got the big scores. Listen to these numbers. I started at 72,000 in May. I went to as low as 66. Then I got into this sector. I went up to 130,000. Within 3 days, I was down $30,000. You want to talk about big scores? You better be talking about the big losses too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very and you're in a volatile sector of stock trading itself is volatile. I mean, I try to tell people all the time, in my opinion, you shouldn't be in individual stocks unless you have $50,000 to $100,000 to invest and you have lots and lots of time and understanding to go do the homework. Otherwise, I'm with you. Stick it in an index fund and forget about it.
I have seen people this week get shaken out. They didn't realize, yes, I'm making the big money, but I also got the big hit this week, and it's like I am well positioned, I'm happy, I'm comfortable, where other people said, this is nuts, I'm getting out of it. They got shaken out, and that's fine. Go back to the banks, go back to your table where everybody's a gentleman or a lady. I'm going to keep playing in this game field because I'm telling you what, the 420, it's dangerous. You can make big money, but it can also get you shot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I see people talking about Bitcoin, and there's all the crazy stories about Bitcoin millionaires. Those are just that. They're stories, and they're rare. 99% of the people investing are getting killed because they don't. Business, investing, real estate, none of these things are amateur hour. There is no quick answer. Again, if you're asking the question on Facebook and you think you're going to get the best advice, and you're just not. It's a horrible place to ask these kinds of questions. There is no good place to ask these kinds of questions because there's no answer to these kinds of questions. You have to do the hard work. That's why I'm in this group trying to help people that are looking at lease purchase programs. My best advice, and yeah, it's going to sound like a commercial, but my best advice is stop asking these questions on Facebook where you're not going to get good answers and take my 16-week course. But that's a lot of work, because in my 16-week course, there is also about 15 books that I recommend you read or listen to during these 16 weeks. That's a lot of work. But the people who are doing that work are succeeding. Stick around. We've got more to come. We'll be right back. I'm Kevin Rutherford.
I'm Mark Reddick, the host of Landline Now, and we're coming to you from the hometown of President Harry S. Truman, Kansas City, Missouri.
And that, my friends, is the Road Dog Trucking Radio Check. Rest assured, wherever you are, we are. Road Dog Trucking Radio.
Hiring is important. People are what make your business work. But how do you find the right talent? ZipRecruiter makes it simple. One click sends your job ad to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. But ZipRecruiter doesn't stop there. Their smart matching technology will instantly alert quality candidates about your job. That means you'll start getting great candidates with the right experience almost as soon as your job is posted. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. The right candidates are out there. This is how you find them. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
People from businesses of all sizes trust ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you better results than anywhere else. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/try free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/try free. ZipRecruiter.com/try free.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember, now available in stores everywhere. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sneak away from the deafening noise of your daily routine
to the all-acoustic world of SiriusXM's Coffee House.
Today's pop hits.
I'm in love with the shape of you. Stripped down.
Push and pull like a magnet to rock bands. Unplugged.
And legends covered.
Your own personal acoustic pop and rock coffee shop.
SiriusXM's Coffee House, Channel 14.
Or listen anytime with the SiriusXM app.
I'm Todd Port, the Weather Channel with an interstate weather update. North-south interstates, some leftover precipitation all the way up and down the eastern seaboard, so it does affect I-95. The farther north you are, the more likely it is snow. The farther south, the more likely it is more of a rain event. Be careful, especially in and around the mid-Atlantic area along I-95, I-91, I-93 in New England. General light snow showers there. I-81 and I-87 in upstate New York, same type of thing, general light snow. As you work your way farther south along I-81, though, through Pennsylvania and into parts of Maryland and Virginia, it does transition over to rain. Some leftover snow showers, I-75 Michigan into Ohio, and maybe even clipping parts of Kentucky and Tennessee. I-69 Michigan and Indiana, some leftover scattered snow showers. I-55 and I-57 in Illinois, we have scattered snow showers. Elsewhere along I-55, we got snow lingering in parts of Missouri and all the way down into Tennessee. I-25, some scattered light snow showers in Wyoming and Montana. I'm Todd Bork with Custom Weather Drivers twice down the road, dog. Sirius XM 146.
Your money, your taxes, your truck, and your road to success in the trucking industry.
Now, back to Trucking Business and Beyond, the show that puts the money where it belongs.
Back in your pocket.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. We're heading into the final hour. Still some time to get through. Pick up the phone, call us, anything goes. I'm going to head off to Wyoming. Gus, welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin. I've got to every story, there's an opposite side to every story. And with that other driver, I congratulate him with C.H. Robinson. I pulled exclusively for them. I'm a one-truck owner-operator with my own authority. I pulled for them for 7 years exclusively. I've built amazing relationships with multiple offices. We've got branches all over Canada and the U.S. And if I call the Chicago office or the Montreal office or the Vancouver, they know my name. It was amazing. When they brought in their Navisphere, they chopped my hands off. I basically hauled long haul for them. Average load, 22 to 2,600 miles. So I pull one load a week on average. When they brought in this Navisphere last year, I'm on a C.H. Robinson load right now, just so you know.
Yeah.
When they brought in this Navisphere last year, it basically turned it into a volume now. It was basically based on volume. That's how you get up by steps. So me being a long haul driver, I no longer was able to get the volume.
Right.
And what happened was because I had all these amazing relationships with all these offices, now I had to basically pick one, and they were supposed to manage me. So now I had lost all the control.
Oh,
what
yeah.
was happening was, for example, I started off with my home office in Toronto because I'm from Ontario, so they managed me for a bit. But when I got out west, each office has their own freight. So when I got out west, now the normal guys that I used to call in Seattle or Edmonton, I call them up. They'd be like, "Yeah, we got a load, but we're not giving it to the Toronto office. You got to get it through us." I'm like, "Well, I'm being managed by the Toronto."
Right.
So I would get the load from them. I would get it from Seattle, whatever. But the problem was with this new Navisphere, they basically stipulated out of all the loads for every quarter, 80% of them had to be from one office. So the minute I pulled loads for other offices, even though they were from C.S. Robinson, I never got to the next level. So I never had any access to the load boards. My hands were tied. I could no longer trip plan 2-3 weeks in advance. I was relying on one office to find loads for me, and a lot of times they couldn't cherry pick from other offices because they all have, I don't know how it works. So
yeah.
Right now I'm back with them. This is my second load since March last year. I've just won now. But
I'm losing you. What I'm gonna put you on hold for. Are you back? Sounds like you might be back.
This is really important.
Gus,
I'm still here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try and pull over.
I think I've got you now. For a while there, you were breaking up really bad. So, yeah, I don't doubt anything you're telling me. And here's the other thing I don't doubt. You'll figure this out. You'll either stay with them and make it better, or you'll go figure out something else because you get it. You did it once. But here's the thing about business. You bring up a really good lesson. Business is dynamic. It always changes. Just when we think we've got everything exactly the way we want it, something changes and we got to go do it again. And that's where really good business people shine. You know, sometimes you fall into something and it's great and then it changes and people don't know how to adapt. So I don't doubt for a minute a company as big as C.H. Robinson is going to have stories like that. I can't count how many contracts I've had or, situations I've set up where they're working great. And all it takes sometimes is one person in a company to change. And everything about your relationship with that company can change. So business is tough. I mean, it is. It's constantly changing.
I found, like I said, I've got no complaints with C.H. Robinson. And like I said, I'm back to pulling with them because I think maybe they got a little smarter. And now the guys with the basic access to the boards, like myself, are getting more access to more loads. Now, over the course of the year, I've had to expand and take on a couple other larger brokers. And so now I don't all have my eggs in one basket, but I really miss that relationship I had with all the different offices rather than I might as well became a company driver with one dispatch when they forced you to go to one office
right.
to be managed by that one person. So, but other than that, I had no negative experiences with C.H. Robinson. Like I said, I obviously, because I was with them for 6 years, owner-operator, and my business model was long haul. They tied my hands. So I had to look elsewhere for the current year, and now I'm slowly going back to them because they're slowly opening up the boards, and I think realizing what they've done, because a lot of the agents that I spoke to said, yeah, a lot of one-truck owner-operators in my position, they felt sorry because they couldn't do anything about it. This is corporate decision, not the office.
Right.
Anyways,
Right.
I just wanted to give you my 2 cents. Like I said, there's two stories
to
every coin, or two sides to every coin, and basically that's kind of where I was getting at.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you sharing. Information is good. More information is better. I like to quote Dr. Phil on a lot of things because he has a lot of good quotes. He has one, that no matter how flat you make a pancake, it still has two sides. It's absolutely true. Let's head off to Nebraska. Reggie, welcome to the program.
Hey, how's it going today?
Good. What's on your mind?
I have one quick thing and then a question. With your fuel gauges, profit gauges, I was wondering, you're kind of trending towards more owner-operators with their own authority. It wouldn't be much to just add fuel taxes into that, too, since the numbers are almost there. So this is just a suggestion. I don't know if you got it coming in the pipeline. And then my question was, I was wondering if you could have Royal Jones on the program, or, I think he's a really innovative guy, and I'd like to hear more about him, but he's kind of low-key. And that's all I had for today.
Okay, and I'll address both those. I'll cut you loose and I'll address both those. I know it seems like it should be easy to integrate fuel tax into profit gauges. It's not. It's a tremendous amount of programming. And we are moving towards lots of things with profit gauges, but right now our focus is on our mobile app for profit gauges and really automating the whole process. So that's really where our focus is. We do track all of your fuel purchases by state already. So if you're using profit gauges and you go online to do your own IFTA, we have all your state fuel gallons already totaled in a report. So I understand why, it might seem like it'd be easy to do fuel tax, but there's a lot that goes into programming. And here's something else. We made a decision a long time ago when I first started with the idea of fuel gauges and profit gauges, and I went out and got estimates on what it was going to cost. And first off, I was blown away. Hundreds of thousands of dollars that I didn't have at the time. So I actually started looking at having our programming done offshore. All over the world, you can, buy good programmers really, really cheap, like 1/10 of the cost of the United States. So a program that I might get an estimate on in the United States to have some code written that would cost $150,000, I could go somewhere else, another country, and get it done for 15 or 20. And that was tempting. But we decided a long time ago not to do that. All of our programmers are U.S.-based. In fact, all of our programmers now work for us. And they're all U.S.-based. And because of that, our programming cost is really, really high. It just is. But we think the quality is better, and I like keeping those jobs here in the U.S. It's one of the reasons why you don't see us releasing a lot of new programming, just because it takes time to pay for it all. We do have a couple apps that we've brought out last year. We have a couple more coming. But it's a time and money issue because we do all of our programming now. Well, we always have. We haven't paid for any programming outside of the U.S. So now, as far as Royal Jones, for the people who don't know, he's the owner of Mesilla Valley Trucking, and he also owns a couple international dealers, I think, in New Mexico, and I think he's got 2 of them down there. Very innovative guy, but he's always been very, very secretive about all of the fuel mileage products and strategies and modifications, and he gets amazing results. He's also pretty controversial in the industry, which I get it. I am too. I don't know him personally. I know of him. I've never met him, never spoken to him. I have met somebody who has been brought in to that company to really, really use lots and lots of data to get even bigger fuel mileage gains. And we have talked about a partnership because we have so much data on fuel mileage. But it's another one of those projects that I just haven't had time to advance. So maybe if I do, maybe I'll get an introduction to Royal Jones and maybe he will come on the show. We'll see. I don't do a lot of guests on this show, but once in a while we could. We'll see what happens with that. We'll be right back with more stuff. Stick around. Kevin Rutherford.
Obviously need a lot of critical plays in order to win, and that's what we got.
The performers and the stars.
Joining me now is Harry Connick Jr.
Hi, Jenny. Super Bowl 52 radio is on now, channel 145 in the Sirius XM app.
Message and data rates may apply.
Remembering when to change your fridge filter is a hassle. Remembering the right filter is almost impossible. So at Filters Fast, we have some good advice. Forget it. Instead, remember this. Text DOOR55 to 443-443 and check fridge filters off your to-do list forever. Get it all taken care of for a fraction of big box store prices with a Filters Fast brand filter. To see how much you can save, plus get free shipping, text DOOR55 to 443-443. With a huge range of brand name filters available, Filters Fast is America's #1 online filtration company. And you can get a Filters Fast brand filter for a fraction of the price, delivered to your door every time you need it. No need to remember. It's not a matter of if you need a fridge filter. Why not text to get it taken care of? To see how much you can save and get free shipping, text DOOR55 to 443-443. That's DOOR55 to 443-443.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dragging your big, bulky CPAP device with you whenever you leave home? Yeah. Well, I was too. That's why I'm so glad I called to try the Transcend Mini CPAP for 10 nights. I can't imagine living without it now. My Transcend is about as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. That's less hassle to carry than my shaving kit. Plus, I was able to add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. But hey, that's not all. Transcend is FAA compliant too, which means I can finally sleep comfortably while flying. Heck, I can sleep comfortably anywhere now. So if that all sounds good to you, call now to give Transcend a try. You'll be glad you did.
Now you can try Transcend and sleep comfortably for 10 restful nights with a money-back guarantee. Just pay return shipping. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-900-8819. And that's 1-800-900-8819. 1-800-900-8819.
With more than 90 million dogs in the U.S., the pet industry is booming. Dogtopia, the nation's fastest growing pet franchise with more than 60 stores open and 150 in development, is currently seeking franchisees for prime territories across the U.S. If you love dogs and want to join the lifestyle leader in this $70 billion industry, get out of the grind and start loving what you do today. Visit Dogtopia.com for more info. That's Dogtopia.com. Dogtopia, where every day is the most exciting day ever.
At 7 a.m. East, it's the Dave Nemo Show.
On the Dave Nemo Show, we'll wake you up and catch you up with what's going on.
Exclusively on...
I'm going to go back to the phones. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Gene, welcome to the program.
Afternoon, Kevin. How you doing today?
Good. What can I help you with?
Well, I want you to review my profit gauges, and I have a little bit of uniqueness to it. The first quarter, I worked for the company I had been working for the previous year. And for the second quarter, beginning at the end of March, beginning of April, I finally got on with Landstar. It took me a little while. Also in April, I took my truck down to Pittsburgh Power. I only live about 45 minutes away. I had a little bit of work done to it there. We was able to turn it up. It was a factory 435 Cummins N14. And after they reprogrammed it, didn't have to do much internally, but we put on the dyno. It come off the dyno at 465 horsepower at the wheel. Cost me a little bit in April, but comparing my second quarter, it appears from my appearance was doing very well with Landstar.
All I have right now is a report for the whole year. And the problem with that, I talk about this all the time, when we average things, we never get the whole picture. So I'm having a hard time looking at this report. So I was actually trying to log into your account, but I don't multitask well. So while I'm trying to log in, I can't talk. And when I'm talking,
the uniqueness on there.
Go ahead.
Okay. At the end of July, I parked my truck. I had an opportunity to get off the road and to be home every night. And I was listening to you, I don't know if it was yesterday or through the week on one of your recording sessions, but one thing struck a note on me that you said it would be very hard to work under somebody after you've been on your own for some time.
Right.
I'm kind of in that basket right now because I'm back under the corporate umbrella of a Fortune 500 company that likes to micromanage, and it's very aggravating, shall we say, at the least.
Yeah, I get it.
My truck is paid off. My truck is now paid off. I stopped running the truck in July. I had the money backed up. I paid my truck off. My last payment was in December of last year.
Okay.
Well, so I own my truck free and clear right now.
Based on what I can see, and again, it's a little hard for me to dig in right now, but it's such a big difference, it's pretty obvious. I think you were doing well with the Landstar numbers. And if that's kind of the question is, with your own truck now and it paid for, go back to Landstar or not, I think so. I hear the same frustration in your voice that I've been through, and it never gets better. I mean, I've done it a couple times over the years, and I'm not all that much of a team player. I'm just not. I have to manage some teams running a business, but I don't even do much of that in our own company because it's not my strength. I don't play well with others. I do a lot of research. I'm very opinionated. I want to make the decisions, so I tend to kind of lead things, but I don't even manage the people on my team normally. I put somebody else in charge of that because it's not my strength.
Right. And I've been pondering on this because now also through the week, I randomly, as I mundanely drive across western Pennsylvania and eastern Ohio, I can, several times through the day, I picture a shipper or receiver. I was out to stretch a highway very vividly in my head that, it was like I'm there. So I obviously still want to be on the road.
Right.
Running around. But you also had indicated that the rates at Landstar have gotten a little bit better from what you were seeing.
Oh, they are.
You were going to do a seminar?
Yeah, I've been digging into a lot of the BCOs that we do accounting for as I put my material together, and I am blown away by how strong their rates are right now.
Yes, I look at my July. My profit was $1.02 a mile in my pocket.
That's outstanding.
From last July.
Yeah, and you can do better than that now.
Wow. So, and I could be able to ascertain the level of pay that I'm getting now and feed my 401k, my savings retirement, and still be on my own vacation pattern as well.
exactly. Yeah, so sometimes we have to make that decision between, do we want to make a lot of money and be unhappy because we're not doing exactly what we want to be doing, or would we rather go do what we want to be doing and not make as much money? Well, we're in a situation now where you can go do what you want to do and still make a lot of money.
And be happy doing it.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, that's just the catch-22 that I'm in right now is where do I go? But everything's pointing me to put my truck back on the road. Maybe when spring hits here, I'll go and implement that. But I just wanted to make sure that my numbers I was looking at for that second quarter, kind of taking April out of the equation, because I did have some work done down at Pittsburgh Power,
right,
which made a significant difference going down the highway. But that more power enabled me to get up the hills a little bit easier. I wasn't struggling a lot before, but it was a difference. And once I got up on top of the hill, my fuel mileage shot up. I was pushing almost 8 miles a gallon.
Yeah, which
with
is
I have a Volvo 770.
Yeah, which is fantastic. So I'm with you on this one. After looking at the numbers, I think you could go back to doing what you want to be doing and still make a lot of money doing it. Let's get to some more phone calls. Let's head off to South Carolina. Chris, welcome to the program.
How's it going, Kevin?
Good. What's on your mind today?
You were talking about I'm in one of those lease programs where it's all maintenance included lease through a company.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm happy with it, but you kind of brushed over some downfalls to it. And I understand, I can buy this truck out when I complete the lease. I really don't plan on it because I look at it like a rider lease, like I'm renting a truck from Ryder or Spencer. I get paid a percentage, but the company wants me to be an ambassador and help recruit more drivers. They're looking for owner ops, and they have some other trucks they're looking to do more of lease guys like me. And you were talking about the drawbacks of it. Could you kind of give me a few more? Because I don't want to give people information and tell them it's a good thing, and so I can look at your side of it and see what the bad part is.
I'd like to simplify things. Anybody can complicate things. I think it's much more difficult to boil something down to its essence so it's easy to understand. And once I get to that essence, I don't need to dig any deeper. And this is one of those issues. There's only one thing here I need to look at. As an owner-operator, I make the most profit by owning and maintaining the equipment at the lowest possible cost. And the full-service lease is 180 degrees the other direction. I am giving away all of the profit of owning and maintaining the truck to somebody else. Do you believe that leasing company, whoever owns this truck and is maintaining it, do you believe they're not making any money on that?
Oh, I'm sure they are. They're in business to make money just like I am.
Right. So why would I give that away? Because then all that's left. If I give them the profit to own and maintain this truck, the only available profit that's left is for driving it. Well, then you're a paid driver. You're not really an owner-operator. And I don't care what we call people, but I'm giving away the biggest part of my profit that makes me better and more efficient. I've always said I can move freight from point A to point B cheaper than anybody because I know how to manage equipment, I know how to buy equipment, I know how to get good fuel economy, I know how to get good maintenance. You've given away all of those opportunities. The only way for you to make more money is to drive more, because that's all you're getting paid for.
Okay, okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
I mean, like I say, in my situation, I'm happy. I'm paying 8.3 cents a mile, so I have flat maintenance. I know what my maintenance is every month.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I always tell people, look, if you're happy with your situation, then don't let me persuade you any different. But I'm speaking to people who may not be in that situation. And if you wanted to, I could go into other downsides. But I don't need to. That one reason giving up all of my potential profit for owning and maintaining this truck, that's the only reason I need. But I could also go into the fact that I don't get to spec this truck. Somebody else spec'd it for me, which that's my bread and butter. I know how to spec trucks really well. I don't really get to modify this truck because it's not mine. I don't own it. There's another thing that I'm really good at. I'm really good at modifying trucks over time to lower maintenance costs, to lower fuel costs, and I'm good at managing the lifespan of a truck. I know when it makes sense to keep it with no payment. That's when you really make a lot of money. And I know when it makes sense to trade it and how much to spend. Those are all what make you really good and profitable as an owner-operator. In a full-service lease, you don't do any of that stuff. You drive. And that's really all you're getting paid for. And you have a lot more risk. I'm glad you're happy with it, but it's not something I would ever recommend to anybody. Thanks for, don't go away. We've got more coming. We've still...
SiriusXM presents the Women in Trucking Show, brand new on Road Dog Trucking Radio.
You have to respect these women out here. They are out here working just as hard as we are.
Talk about the challenges and triumphs of women behind the wheel.
This is Ellen Boyer with the Women in Trucking Association. Our goal is simply increase the number of women employed in the trucking industry.
A brand new show, the Women in Trucking.
They are out here just like we are.
Every Saturday morning, 10 Central, 11 Eastern,
on Road Dog Trucking Radio.
This is Ton Ostegard, Chairman and CEO of Creek Carrier, Schaefer Trucking, and Hunt Transportation. As professional drivers, you are the backbone of this economy and certainly the backbone of our companies, and we believe you deserve more. That's why we've decided on a pay raise effective January 1st, 2018. In addition, we offer industry-leading benefit package because your health and the health of your family is extremely important. Get more out of your career. Visit us online at creekcarrier.com. Take care and drive safely.
On the road, safety's everything. That's why Help Inc., provider of PrePass, has invested $700 million into making our roads safer. With PrePass way stations, bypass, and e-tolling, you avoid congestion around way stations and reduce the need to merge in and out of traffic. And transponders are hands-free to help you stay focused. We offer 1 month of free service to try before you buy. 888-559-PASS and use the promo code ROADDOG or visit prepass.com/RoadDog. 888-559-7277 or prepass.com/RoadDog.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner. This year, give that special someone something really personal, something that really stands out. Let CanvasWorld.com turn a favorite photo into a museum-quality custom canvas at the size of your choice. They use a state-of-the-art, environmentally friendly process to produce canvas prints that are higher quality than ever available before. Their prices are great, and their work is guaranteed for life. CanvasWorld.com makes it easy. Just upload your photo, choose a size, and you're done. They'll even retouch your photo absolutely free. Place your order at CanvasWorld.com today and save 35%, plus get free shipping when you enter promo code RADIO at checkout. This Valentine's Day, get them a custom photo canvas, a gift they'll cherish forever. And now, save 35% and get free shipping when you enter promo code RADIO at checkout. CanvasWorld.com, where photos become art.
I'm Todd Boyd, the Weather Channel with an interstate weather update. Still some leftover precipitation up and down the East Coast. East-west interstates, I-90. We have that leftover snow and a drop of rain anywhere from Massachusetts as far west. Parts of Indiana and Illinois also affecting some leftover snow. I-94 and I-96 in Michigan. I-94 through parts of Illinois. I-84 New England. We have the leftover snow there. I-80 and I-76 in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Some leftover light rain and snow. I-70 from Maryland all the way into parts of Missouri and Nebraska. Some leftover light snow and a drop of rain. I-64, some scattered rain and maybe a flake of snow or two. Virginia, West Virginia. I-40, some scattered rain. Maybe a rumble of thunder in North Carolina. It does extend into parts of Tennessee and Arkansas. I-10, some scattered showers and storms in Florida. I-90, we have some higher elevation snow showers, lower elevation rain. Montana all the way into Washington State. I'm Todd Bork with Custom Weather Drivers Twice Now on the Road Dog, Sirius XM 146. Now on this.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. We're down to about the final half hour, so still plenty of time to get through. They'll keep dialing 8888 Road Dog. I'll get to as many calls as I can. We're off to Minnesota. Kenneth, welcome to the program.
Hi, Kevin. How you doing?
Doing good. What can I help you with today?
Well, I leased a truck from a company for 2.5 years. When the truck blew up and they took it back, they tried to get me to lease another one, but I decided I'd had enough numbers to feel comfortable buying my own. So I went out and bought a 2010 Peterbilt. I am now trying to figure out the depreciation on how I could go about doing that, and I can't seem to find a straight answer.
Well,
so I figured I'd call you.
Yeah, I'll try to simplify it as much as I can. Depreciation can actually, it's one of those things where we can either keep it really simple, or I could try to impress everybody and go off on, 200 dB, straight line, 150 Mackers. I could make this sound like, a top-level college course, and nobody would get anything out of it anyway. So let's just keep it simple. In fact, let's just use your numbers. When did you buy the truck?
April 24th.
Of 2017? Okay. So this is the first tax return you're filing with this truck. How much did you pay for it?
$42,000.
Okay. Have you done your accounting for the year? Do you know how much profit you have?
Not quite. I'm a little behind.
Okay, that's the number.
Learning lessons as I go along.
That's the number I need. Let me say this: if you net income, which means after we take all of your other expenses without depreciation, so maintenance, tolls, fuel, scales, office, everything plus per diem, which can be a big number, and whatever is left, then we make the decision about depreciation. What you do is we put the truck into a 3-year depreciation schedule. That's not even really an option. That's just the right way of doing it. But once we have it in that 3-year schedule, we have the option in the year we're buying it, that when we file that tax year, to take as much of that $42,000 as we want up front. We get to pick a number. And if we pick $42,000, the full price, then you're done. You wrote it all off in 1 year. There is no more depreciation. So let's say that you just happen to have exactly $42,000 in profit. I would take all $42,000. Your business made $0. There's no tax. Now we'll deal with next year's tax next year. So I'm a big proponent of take the depreciation up front, but understand what you're doing and understand that next year you have 0 depreciation. So your tax bill is going to go up. Now, let's say you had $20,000 in profit. Well, then I would take $20,000 worth of depreciation this year. Again, take you to 0. The other $22,000 will be spread out over the next 3 years.
Next 2 years, you mean?
3. I know, it's confusing. We call it a 3-year schedule. This is where I said I could talk about depreciation all day. We call it a 3-year schedule, but the IRS makes you take your deduction in 4 different tax years. Because if we ignore Section 179 and we put your 40, let me call it 40,000, into a 3-year schedule, in the first year you bought the truck, they only give you half a year of depreciation. Then we get 2 full years, and then in the 4th year, we get to take the half a year from the first year. How's that for confusing?
I wish we could make it easier, but hey.
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right. That was kind of what I was trying to figure out, because I've seen things saying it's only available if you buy a new vehicle, used doesn't qualify.
Now, here's what, and
so
again...
that's where my confusion was coming
well, and here's why, because our tax code's too complicated. What you were probably reading is what's called bonus depreciation. Bonus depreciation is kind of sort of like Section 179, but I never use it. We don't need it. Section 179 is easier. Well, now we can pile on some more confusion. Bonus depreciation used to only be for new equipment. But with the new tax law change, now you can use bonus depreciation starting in 2018. You can use bonus depreciation for used equipment as well. But I'm still going to ignore it because I'd rather work with the Section 179. It's just easier.
Okay. Been listening to you for a long time, and that now that I actually had to pay attention to that section, I wanted clarification.
Well, hopefully I was able to do that. Like I say, it is. I could talk for the rest of the show about depreciation and go through all kinds of stupid facts, and it wouldn't do anybody any good. I would not encourage anybody to go try to understand depreciation in full. What I would encourage you is ask good questions like you just did. Hopefully somebody explains the basics, what you need to know. But even more important is having a tax preparer who will work with you to make good decisions about depreciation. That's the best answer to this. Let's go to Iowa. Tom, welcome to the program.
Hey, I have a tax question.
All right.
I was VCO for 14 years, and Landstar wouldn't allow me to do what I wanted to do, which was buy a 99, which I have my own authority for the last 2 years, but I'm staying with the same Landstar dedicated loads. And the agent sends me over the breakdown of the load, like the line haul, fuel surcharge, stop pay, driver's assist. Okay, we got this figure here. So they run, being I'm an outside approved carrier, lady puts in all the stops on another sheet, and at the bottom of the last sheet, I get a different figure. So Landstar takes a piece out of the top. Am I allowed to deduct that top piece as brokerage fees or no?
So this is a really good question, and this causes a lot of confusion. And again, I'm going to try to simplify it as much as I can. One of the things we have to be careful of. Here's what I prefer. Let me try to use an example just so it makes the numbers easier. Let's say there's a load that pays $1,000 to the agent, but you're going to get $800 of that because the agent's going to keep $200. The easiest way to do this is for you to just show the $800 as revenue. Otherwise, you're going to have to show the $800 as or the $1,000 as revenue and then $200 as fees. You still end up paying tax on the $800. So why don't we just simplify it? And it's also correct in the accounting. You didn't receive $1,000 and then have to turn around and pay the $200 as a fee. You received $800. So that's the correct way to account for it. Now, what I've seen, though, is I've seen brokers or carriers who will issue the 1099 incorrectly. If that's the only load you pulled, my example, you should get a 1099 for $800. But if they do it wrong, which they do all the time, I've seen them give you a 1099 for the $1,000. Well, if they do that, the easiest way to fix it is to show the $1,000 as revenue and then take the $200 as fees. So you're still only paying tax on the money you actually received. So if all the brokers and the carriers actually issued the 1099 correctly, this wouldn't be confusing because you could go by your 1099 and that's the real revenue you received. But unfortunately, I see this screwed up all the time.
I think Landstar's got it pretty much straight on. I think you answered my question. I think the 1099 that was issued was they're taking for what I'm doing an astronomical amount of money. But all that said, I'm totally comfortable with what's going on, what I'm doing. I'm 65 this year, and I'm not sure how many more years I'm going to drive, but you pretty much answered my question, what I wanted.
Good.
I think we'll just stay with the $1099 dollars that they sent there, and just leave the their portion alone.
Yep, perfect. That's the easy way, and it's also the correct way. Because, again, unfortunately, the financial sector complicates accounting. Accounting is nothing more than money in, money out, really. And you didn't, in my example, you didn't get the $1,000 in and then have to turn around and send the $200 out. That's the complicated way. What you got was $800. Done. Let's keep it simple. Thanks for the call. We'll be right back. Stick around. Kevin Rutherford.
Concerts and more anywhere you go. You can do it free now through February 7th. It's easier than ever to listen instantly on the SiriusXM app and online. No login, no password. Just click and listen. Download the SiriusXM app or listen online. Now, not available outside the U.S. and Canada.
Owner-operators, does your truck need an engine overhaul but you lack the cash or credit? Is your bruised credit preventing a truck purchase or early lease buyout? Call CAG Truck Capital. Good credit, bad credit, startups, and even bankruptcy. Qualify for your loan over the phone at 800-932-CASH. 800-932-CASH. For simple, no-hassle engine overhaul or truck financing, call 800-932-CASH. Get the cash for your truck at 800-932-CASH.
All I ever wanted to do was to drive a truck.
Our founder, C.O. Warner, said that over 60 years ago, and it's a testament to our professional drivers being the foundation of Warner Enterprises. I'm Derek Leathers, the company's president and CEO. At Warner, we promise that if you join our family, you will have a voice in our future, stability, and respect. At Warner, it's not just a job. It's a rewarding and stable career full of opportunities. Warner Enterprises has been a visionary company since 1956. We're a company founded by a driver, led by a driver, and managed with the driver in mind. Nearly 20 years ago, Warner had the foresight to help create electronic logging devices. Why take a chance on your future when you can become part of a company that has been using ELDs for over 17 billion miles? Take control of your career and be confident in knowing your future is stable with Warner while enjoying competitive pay and industry-leading benefits. Visit drivewarner.com today to join the fleet that keeps America moving.
Message and data rates may apply.
Guys, this may be the last time you ever have to think about hair loss. Because I'm telling you, Bosley is the real deal. They're giving men their hair back permanently. Their real hair. All it takes to get started on the hair gain train is a single text message. You'll get an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card when you text KIT66 to 85850. Check them out now. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Dude, this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're America's #1 hair restoration expert, ahead of the curve with the latest technology. And the best part, Bosley's solution is permanent. You're going to love what they'll do for your hair. So drop what you're doing long enough to send a text. Get your free information kit and gift card for $250 off by texting KIT66 to 85850. Don't forget, that's KIT 66 to 85850.
Landline now, weekday, 7 p.m. East. We report on pretty much everything trucking. We are very balanced, accurate, specifically for the driver. Landline now.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. We're just about done today. I'm down to the final segment. I'm going to knock out a couple more calls. We are off to Texas. Colin, welcome to the program.
Hey, sir. How you doing today?
Doing good. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to make it.
I want to make a couple quick comments. First of all, I haven't heard anybody mention, but from booking freight this last week, the freight rates have really, really dropped. But I want to tell everybody, don't be afraid of that, and don't be afraid to ask for the money.
Yeah, good point.
One perfect example was last week. I'm based in Lubbock. I had 2 reefer trailers over here. Couldn't get any good freight. Everything was $1.50 a mile or whatever. And I called up. They offered me $1,200 to Arkansas, which was $1.50 a mile. And I told them I wanted $2,400, and we ended up agreeing to $2,000 for a dry van load.
There you go.
So I came out at like $250 a mile or something. But just because they're posting low rates, we've still got the ELDs, we've still got a shortage of trucks, and the brokers have the money because they've been paying it. And don't be afraid to ask.
You know, here's something else to look at, because you bring up a good point. Ask, negotiate, build relationships, all that stuff when you call, you and I talk about. You know, we could look at the stock market. It is a great example. I was going to talk about this today at the Open, but I had too much other stuff. The market is up over 200% since the crash in 08, the recession. 200%. On Friday, it dropped 2.5%. And everybody freaked out. So what? It's a little correction. Rates are going to do the same thing. We'll see these run-ups like we've seen, and then they're going to back off some. But you make a good point. Just because they're posting lower rates doesn't mean there still isn't a real need for good trucks and good owner-operators. Negotiate better rates. And I don't see anything in the future that would cause any significant drop in rates. You know, we're not going to adjust to ELDs. There's only so many trucks and there's only so much time. And if you look at the economy, everything looks good. This week, virtually everybody in the company is going to see a bigger paycheck than they did last month because of the new tax laws kicked in and payroll. And when people have money, what do they do with it? They spend it. And if they spend it, they're buying stuff. And if they're buying stuff, guess what we have to do? We have to move more stuff in our trucks. That's a wonderful thing.
Well, the other thing that you've got to remember, you know, we have Christmas, we have all these holidays. Right now, the store shelves and the warehouses are getting empty, and everybody here in the next month or two is going to start to get all their big income tax returns.
That's right.
And they're going to be out spending money.
That's right. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see these small corrections, and I did notice that. I was watching the spot market last week. It was down a bit. So you will see brokers try to take advantage of that. Here's the other thing, and you know this because you work both sides. Brokers know that they watch the information better than owner-operators do. So if the brokers notice a small drop in rates, they will exaggerate it. They'll say, oh, no, rates are down this week. And the owner-operators don't watch the real stuff, so they don't know, and they'll accept that load. When you just showed that you were able to negotiate way more than what they posted it for.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My second comment was...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. My second comment was, you know, you and I met over at Connected last year, and I remember you saying on the show a week or two after that, you know, encouraging people to get there. And I don't know if you want to explain a little bit about Connected, but I think that all the owner-operators that are really trying to get out there and be successful and find out what not is only supposedly going to happen the next year, but 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, they need to get there. They need to sign up. They need to take the 3 or 4 days off in Dallas, and they need to go get an education.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because I do want to talk about Connected because there's so many reasons to be there. Let me talk about what Connected is. Truckstop.com is the largest load board in the world. I do a lot of work with them. They have basically 2 customers. They have brokers and carriers. And they're split kind of even. Honestly, they have a lot more carriers than they do brokers. But the brokers are far more engaged in everything that they do. The brokers go to the training. The brokers use the tools more. The brokers spend more on tools. The owner-operators tend to log in, look for a load, log out. They don't go to the events ever. Connected is their user conference. They have more carrier users than they do brokers, so you would expect to see a lot more carriers at their user conference, but there was virtually none. It's all brokers, and it's like that every year. And you went there, and you are primarily a small carrier. You do some brokering, but you were like a celebrity there. The brokers were seeking you out.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're the only one.
Yep.
They're looking for good carriers, and you're in the building with rooms and rooms full of brokers, and they all wanted to talk to you.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And, we've picked up business from Mexico because of there, and we've picked up a lot of business for both my carrier and my brokerage side of things.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage people to go and get the education. The people that they have there speaking, not only yourself, but I remember, I think it was the year before that you weren't there, and they were talking about how the United States is going to be 27 or 37 or something major cities, and those cities are going to be set up like a bicycle wheel, and we'll be delivering to the outside of the city, and they'll have little vans running all your groceries and things right to your door, and it's set up like a spoke on a bicycle wheel.
Right.
And that's the future of the Amazon and all those kind of things. You learn all this years ahead.
Well, you remember Connected last year. Yeah, last year they had Noel Perry there, who did an awesome job of laying out the future and talking about Amazon and Uber and all that. And literally, you listen to this show, almost every topic that I have talked about since Connected last year came from material I learned at Connected last year. That's how much I learned when I was there.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you attended the dinner that Uber put on, but that was a big, interesting learning experience as well.
Was that the one at the museum, the aviation museum, or was there a different one?
No, that was Truck Stop that put on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I must have missed the Uber dinner then.
Different one. Yeah, it was a different one. It was at a barbecue restaurant or something, but it was really, really good.
Oh, you know what? I remember
really
people. Yeah, I remember other people talking about that, but I missed it. That's the thing. It was a couple-day event. There was so much going on. There were so many people to meet and talk to, and I was, trying to book things for breakfast and lunch and dinner with people so I could, meet as many people as possible. For a fairly new event, Truck Stop has done an awesome job of just bringing in really, really good speakers. And I don't mean myself. I mean all the other speakers I got to listen to. I learned a lot.
Well, Noel is just amazing as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that man is so full of knowledge.
Yes, he
about
is.
Everything, but that's his job.
Right. Yeah, that's what he does, and he's really good at it.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway, I just want to encourage everybody that hasn't been or is thinking about it, if you want to be ahead and know what's coming down the road in the next few years, it's worth taking a little bit of time off, spending a little bit of money, just like the CMC.
Yep.
You're going to learn a lot.
Yeah. Well, hey, good
It's worth
stuff.
the investment.
Thanks for bringing that up, both Connected and the CMC. We will have more and more information coming out about both of those, Connected and the CMC this year soon. Connected is, they've already launched that. I'll have some details. I will be there speaking at Connected again this year, but I'm excited about all the other speakers they bring in because they have some awesome information there. So, Colin, thanks for bringing that up. The music is playing. that means I've got to get out of here. They're going to kick me out. So we'll do this again. Check out the website. It's letstruck.com. We will see you next time.